the government,
and us.
And all the comments are like, that's us. And I'm like, all we got to do is just get together and fucking bum rush Parliament House. Yes, some of us made... We back, boys! Hooray! Yes. First one back for 2023. Fucking oath.
Happy New Year.
Yes. DZ just got back from
Cairns.
Cairns. How was it? Wet?
It's good, man. It wasn't too wet. It wasn't too hot. It was pretty pretty average weather, you know, on and off, rain a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was good. It was nice.
That's good. And we've got our homie on, Jack, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, my man.
Happy New Year's, motherfuckers.
Good to have you back for real this time.
Yes. Now, this was our special guest for the last one of 2022 with Aussie Slung Beanos. Now, man, let's just fucking get straight into it. First things first. So with my bud Jack, what came first? The lawyering, being a lawyer, or the boxing?
Oh, fuck.
So for those of you who didn't know, he's a boxer and a lawyer. So that's what he does for work. So obviously it's kind of just like Aussie slang if you listen to the last episode where there'll be a lot of things he can't say because of confidentiality and all that shit, right? But yeah, what came first?
That's it was the boxing fighting wise was what come first.
Yep.
But the funny story with becoming a lawyer was a teacher in year 8, Miss Allen, shout out to her, told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. So I fucking proved her wrong, didn't I?
That's fucking oath. That's all you need, bro. Fuck yeah.
And yeah, it's just been, you know, you finish school, get into uni, like 6 years of that shit. Then another year of it's called practical legal training. It's like doing your apprenticeship. So you work for free for some cunt.
Oh really?
Yeah, I chose legal aid, so I was at Penrith, which was pretty cool. And then
that's good.
Spent a year in the depths of stacking shelves at IGA in Blaxland. Shout out to that place. And then got a gig. And just fucking off you go. The training wheels just come straight off. They just go, there you go. There's your murderer. There's your pedophile. Fucking go for it.
Wow, really?
Shit.
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah,
so what? While you were packing shelves, you were doing the training for being a lawyer, or like
yeah. So I finished uni, and I was trying to look for a job. So I graduated in 2019, just before the pandemic hit.
Oh yeah. So that would have slowed everything right down, right?
Mate, it started 2020. The plan was to go overseas, enjoy myself a little bit. Obviously, we all got fucked by that. Then I was like, fuck, I need a job, but obviously, with the courts shutting down, no one's hiring anyone. And already it was on the backward step because finding a job's fucking hard. It took me the best part of a year anyway. But yeah, got the job where I'm at now, HNT Legal. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
The boss, I love that one. And just, yeah, pretty much I had a supervisor, but like I said, you just get fucking thrown to the wolves straight away.
Yeah.
You get your clients, there's that, fucking go in, do what you're trained to do, really.
Wow. And they put you like that on your own, or you kind of got like a.
You've got this is what you've got. You've got your boss telling you this is your client. Here's the fucking paperwork. Have a read of it. What do you think? Go with it
and sort it out.
Bro, there's no one watching. You know, you got a Sparky. Someone's fucking watching him wire something up, or a plumber watching him fucking do a drain or something. There's no one watching you. It's just you.
Wow.
And like the worst part is, and I still get it now because I'm only 2 years into it. Oh, how long you been doing this for? You fucking, oh yeah, I'm experienced. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if I fuck up, some cunt's probably going to jail.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, you don't want to hear about you purchase a house or you're renovating a house or fixing your car. You don't want to hear the mechanic's fucking first day on the job.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanted to know, right? I've always wondered this. I always hear about it. It's great actually to be able to talk to someone who in real life who, you know, you always hear about this shit.
Yeah,
it's always movies and TV shows, but like I always wondered, like surely how much difference can a lawyer make? Like I know they do obviously because it's such a big important thing, but how, like if someone like to a jury, how can a jury, I feel like it's hard to explain, but like isn't most people like already have like a predisposition to if someone's guilty, or like isn't it just obvious enough sometimes?
If someone's like
if someone's literally a scumbag and they're doing it, like what is how likely is it that the lawyer can actually convince the jury that he didn't do it one way or the other? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, 100%. And I think fucking getting suits and all that TV shit out of the way, I think you got to look at it in two ways. One, the law, the legislation that's actually there, can they prove that? And two, the narrative that the barrister or the solicitor paints. And I think that's what you're paying for, especially when you see a jury. You're trying to tell a story or elicit a certain version of events pursuant to what your client's told you has happened. So realistically, you can get a guy who has done it, but they have told you that they haven't done it. And then you have to sort of work around that circumference of the grey, the white, and the black.
Yeah.
It gets a bit murky, but if someone's told me that they haven't done it, well, that's a not guilty plea, isn't it? And then I've got to take their version of events and put their case forward as best possible, which means trying to exclude evidence, looking at the legislation to see whether they can get charged or whether they can be found guilty under that act, or discrediting the witnesses for the prosecution. So there's no eyewitnesses. That obviously makes my job a bit easier. But if there's eyewitness A, B, and C, I've got to say, one, they're either full of shit, they can't see, or they don't have the capabilities to make that judgment. So a good example is like, here's one, like I've got a matter at the moment that where it requires a blood splatter expert. So they're saying that our guy has assaulted this person, blood's gone everywhere, but our guy's got no blood on him. The witness that's telling the story about it is covered in blood. So we've actually hired an expert to show us when someone gets stabbed where the blood's going to end up.
Oh shit! It's
So-
like a fucking movie, man.
Yeah, and this is just happening in Penrith, like just in our backyard.
This happens in your
fucking
backyard.
insane, man.
But realistically, like we're going to get that report and we're going to see if it assists us or not. Sometimes the report might fucking help them. So it doesn't really, But that's a slight example of what we do. You get experts in to assess the situation. More commonly than not, you get sort of on a guilty plea, psychologists, psychiatrists, see how fucked up they really are.
So that's when Aussie slang comes in and he gives his point of view and shit. Yeah, that's cool, man. Fuck.
You're trying to the jury decides if it's guilty or not guilty, right?
Yeah, so I think
is it?
Yeah, we'll wind it back. I think a lot of people we watch too much
It's confusing.
Yeah,
There's too much American law,
television fucks everything. Like Suits, probably a great show, but fucking get it out of here. It's not on this podcast today. Realistically, the jury's the decider of fact, and they pretty much decide what happens in the case. They don't decide what evidence is tendered in the case. So what would happen is the jury's in the courtroom, the arguments are put forth, say the murder weapon's brought up, or the murderer or the accused's clothing, or a statement from someone. We'd make arguments that shouldn't be in for this reason, and the prosecution would make arguments, obviously, that it should be in because it helps their case. What happens is the judge then excuses the jury, and then you have a bit of a back and forth. So a good example for that is sexual assault, sexually based offences. Say the guy is a pedophile and he's done it before. What they try and elicit is called tendency evidence. So that's where they're using evidence from previous matters or patterns of behaviour to show the jury that this cunt's done it before, or he's got a tendency to, hang around little kids or some shit like that. Again, we go back to that predisposed, that conception, all right, he's already guilty. Well, that's fucking going to strengthen their case, isn't it?
Okay.
So you make those arguments why it should be included or why it should be excluded. Obviously, I'm arguing, well, fuck, that's not really fair because it's not relevant to what's there at the time.
Wow.
But those arguments can also, depending on the matter, can be made before the trial's even started. So sexual assault cases, generally those arguments are made well before
the thing.
A good example from a prior case, we had a bundle about 250 pages in length, and I had to condense it for about 2,000 fucking pages of material, pretty much just related to the victim, their tendency to make up false allegations. But it all got excluded. So, you can do all of this work.
Hard work.
Fuck me.
Wow.
Spent a couple of hours on that one. But so see what I mean? It's more about one, like eliciting information from people that strengthens your case, to discrediting people that are trying to bring your case down. And then 3, finally, trying to obviously come to the conclusion that the prosecutors can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that your client's done what they're saying he's done. So they're little technicalities. So I've got matters like, for instance, you look at drug cultivation, for instance. Cultivation actually requires that you nurture or sow a seed. So in your head, that's like someone gardening or whatever. Well, if my client's fucking putting fertilizer on a truck, that's not cultivating marijuana plants. That's fucking putting fertilizer on a truck. The police have to have evidence of my client fucking, spade and shove fucking having a crack. And so
Wow.
that's pretty much my job, is to make them do their job. So when you're the defense, you don't have to defend your client. They have to prove their case for them to be found guilty. I can sit there and go, fuck, they haven't done enough. A good instance of that's I had a guy charged with a fray, which is just violent conduct in the community. But the police officer forgot to show the first 2 minutes of the fucking footage, and it was the guy he bashed pulling a knife out, and then my guy just gets in and kicks the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I didn't really have to do much. I just had to show the fucking court this is what happens.
Yeah.
Self-defense. See you later. But
Wow.
that was clear cut and was a good day in the office. But they never really liked
finish. That was a 2 o'clock finish.
That was.
Fuck. So it just sounds like to me it's like very strict debating. So it's like a debate between two teams, but there's a lot of rules, and everyone's basically just looking through the rules to see if it helps their side.
That's
right?
probably the best way to look at it. It's a lot more. So when you go through the different jurisdictions, so 90% of matters are in the local court, which is your dead shits, your drink driving, your pub brawl, whatever. Then you start going up, the stabbings and stuff, they're in the district court, and then like your hardcore murders and fucking big drug deals, they're in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But realistically, the relationship between us, the police officers, and the DPP, who are the prosecutors, it's pretty good. It's not like, fuck them and they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
everyone's trying to
do
do
their
their job.
Everyone's doing their job. Well, yeah.
So, what with the federal and the what level are you? Do you lawyers do all levels, or do you do certain level? You don't do kingpin drug dealers or like.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty lucky where I'm at. I do get to do kingpin drug dealers and that sort of thing. So your local courts, Joe Blow from fucking Warrington Shops has been caught with a stick.
With a stick of weed. Yeah.
Or then you get to your district court matters where you got guys that have got 20,000 pot plants.
Okay.
So there's a big extremity between.
So
what you
can
do.
it can bounce up and down.
But more so than not, like the more experienced you are, the more serious the crimes are going to be.
Yeah,
so
of
like
course.
the murderers are usually going to barristers and solicitors that
yeah.
have been practicing fucking for as long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
But if you're good at your job, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? But it depends on a lot of people when they get into the industry. They sort of try and specialize in an area. Like a lot of barristers that I brief, they'll do sex offences just specifically, or fucking fraud.
Like a specialty.
Yeah,
wow,
because
okay.
the law does get complex at that stage. So
Yeah,
you sort of got to be like, all right, fuck, I need someone who knows what they're doing. Especially when some guy's looking at 15, 20 years.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right, I got one more question about just wrapping my head around it that I really wanted to know about how courts and shit work, because it's always been such a confusing concept to me. So the judge is the guy who hands down the sentence, right? He decides the length of the punishment, but the jury decides if he gets the punishment, if it's innocent or guilty, right?
So we'll break it up. So the local court, we don't do judges. Fucking everyone thinks so. Judges are for really bad things.
Yeah,
Okay.
like murder.
Right.
Yeah, if
okay,
you fucked up badly and you're before a judge,
Then that's
you're already halfway to trouble.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Magistrates are what we look at in the local court, and that's without a jury. They're the deciders of fact, the offence, all of the above. But yeah, they're the ones who fucking impose the penalties. So you get your fucking fines to
fine. So
jail.
yeah.
Okay. So not everything requires a jury, not everything requires a judge.
No,
it's just
no.
by the book sometimes.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly
Okay,
right.
gotcha.
The local court's pretty process orientated. There's about 3,500 cases a fucking week in New South Wales.
Man.
So you got to think people don't understand that it's about 95% of people plead guilty. So when you go to court, if you haven't done it, then fucking you should be fighting for it. And that's not me trying to advertise people to break the law.
Yeah.
But or get caught for it. But
It makes sense.
Most people fucking have done it. And I deal with it's just a straight sentence, and you sort of like, all right, look at their history. Oh fuck, are they going to jail or not? 9 times out of 10, I'm telling people, all right, you're not going to jail, but this is probably what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, most people, you are guilty. Like, you got caught doing some shit. Yeah.
You just, the idea that, like, you haven't done it and that you're in trouble for some reason, the cops hate you or whatever, it does happen, but fucking, come on. You got more chance of probably winning the lottery than being done for a crime you haven't
So
done.
you're more trying to lessen a sentence most of the time.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
fancy word is mitigate. You know?
Yeah, okay,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Mitigate the sentence. Most people are fucking like drink driving.
Yeah.
Shout out to anyone driving safely on the roads this holiday.
Don't drink.
If I'm drinking, I'm driving.
But yeah, most of the time it's just mitigating what's there because they've done it, they've owned up to it, and you've got to go from it there.
Right. Yeah.
It gets a little more difficult when they say they haven't done it and then they're found guilty.
Yeah, and it makes you, that'd be fucked. Yeah, so you're trying to help, you got to just take this guy's word for it. And you're probably thinking, okay, this prick's done it, but he's telling me that he didn't. So yeah, that's
I can say, the first rape trial that I was in, so obviously he's pled not guilty.
Yeah.
And he's advised he should plead guilty. We take it to trial. It was meant to be a 5-day trial. It was only a 3-day trial. We were pretty quick. It was about 45-minute deliberation, which is fucking real quick in and out. And as soon as they're found guilty, for me, sort of the switch turns. Like, I don't really, it's not I don't care. It's just, I don't care anymore.
Done,
my job's done. Like, we've done everything. We've told them this is what's going to happen. It did happen. Fucking, he should have done this, but he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's about mitigating it, and then sometimes the clients don't want to because they know what's going to happen to jail anyway. So they want to see if they can get off.
They want to just try to get away with it. Yeah, yeah.
And deliberation, that's who's deliberate? That's a jury.
Oh yeah. So sorry, a jury will deliberate. So the trial, say it goes for 2 weeks, the jury will fucking go back into the jury room. They'll make up their minds. Can be weeks, months, not years, but realistically, it's a bit of time that they've got to go over to think about whether or not they think that person's done offence A, offence B, offence C.
That trips me. So there's literally 12 strangers or whatever in a room together.
I don't know if
How long do they do that for? Like,
I don't know if I'm about that, man. Like, I would rather leave it to if let's just say a bigger case, right? I don't know, maybe like a car crash and you've accidentally killed someone, and obviously you're very sorry, and it's like a manslaughter thing, right? Oh,
yeah.
The fate of your life is in the hands of 12 strangers that don't know each other. Like, it's a bit weird to me.
It's
like,
funny you say that, because the thing with a jury trial, so it's when you get up to that sort of level, it's really hard. You can ask for a judge alone trial. Very rarely do you get that application successful for various reasons. It's a bit of a shit fight. Okay. A good instance of a judge alone trial is the Chris Dawson murder trial that's just occurred. He's just been sentenced to murder. No body, nothing, happened 40 years ago. It was judge alone because of the media fucking bias that's happened. So shit like that will be a judge alone because they're like, all right, we got the judge's eyes on it. You want a jury trial, but because if they can't reach a unanimous fucking verdict, you guys going to walk.
Yeah, it gets thrown out, right?
They can't reach a verdict, or it goes to a retrial, which is another issue in itself.
So they sit in the room for what, like an hour at a time, then come back the next day, or what?
No, they sit there. They will sit there from, so say on the Thursday it's the trial's finished, they'll have to come back to court from fucking 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to deliberate. Then they'll have to keep coming back to
10
court.
10 to 4, they're sitting together talking.
Yeah,
What? Some crazy shit.
And I was spewing because I got a fucking letter in the mail literally at the start of December saying that I got jury duty for like the 14th of December or whatever. Yeah. And I was kind of cheering because I'm like, and it said in the letter, this may last up to 2 weeks. I was like, wait a second. I was like, that means I'm basically going to be off work. I get 2 weeks extra holidays. I was like, yeah. But then my thing got cancelled. I was spewing. I was like, fuck.
No, I wouldn't say it as a holiday only because fucking you're stuck in a room with 11 other randoms.
Yeah. Like,
and they're not, it's not like you can go, hey, let's go for a fucking a beer at lunch. Like you're literally stuck
just
with
sitting
them.
There talking.
Yeah. You go back to the jury room, go to the court and back till the end of the day. Then you're told directly to go straight home.
That's so crazy.
And say it was a publicised case. So say, for instance, you were doing Jared Haynes' case or whatever, which would be, we're all blokes who like footy and shit like that. You're like, oh, that's mad. Well, they tell you you're not allowed to fucking talk about it.
So you can't go to the pub on Friday night and they go, boys,
guess right,
this guy reckons he's guilty. I don't reckon he's guilty.
And you're the one who gets to see the evidence. So it's fucking crazy. Like you might see the blood-stained panties or whatever. You know what I mean? But realistically, it's those 12 people that are going to make up, the decision, whether you're fucking going on a holiday or whether you're walking with your head fucking held high.
Fuck me. So the fate of your life is in the hands of 12 strangers, man. Sitting in a room for 12 hours, everyone's grumpy ass, and she's like, fuck it, he did it. Like,
it's pretty cool. So the jury selection thing, like, they get in panels. It's like fucking bingo. They like they get the balls in a bucket and there's about 60 people there and they pull fucking numbers out and you get called. So you might, even when it's wild. And then when they come in, you get 3 chances really. So if you don't like the look of someone, you can go, get him out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah?
So you got to tactically, play it out. So
wow, what the
But the problem with that is you're only doing it based off appearance. So I don't know if this bloke's gone to school or whether she actually hates blokes or they've been a victim themselves.
Well, I was going to fucking wear a suit to it. So I made sure I got picked to stay. So I was like, and the boys like, no, you're not going to get picked. But then the whole thing got cancelled. I was like, fuck, I just didn't want to go to work. But
so if you work in the industry, do you get jury duty? No.
Nah, mate. So because I'm a solicitor and like you sign a role, I'm excluded from it forever.
Yeah.
And do they just get the names from government website or whatever, and then
I think
everyone's name's registered. Right?
I think it works on the electoral roll, and as long as you don't have a criminal record,
you're on that
pretty
list.
much you're fucking up.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
So yeah, you can be caught at any time.
And what? And then they just go, this guy, put it in a bucket. They do the bingo ball.
No. So they'll pick like 30, 40 people. And they'll all rock up to the first day of the trial. And then they all sit in court. And then they fucking pick them out of a fucking...
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm sitting there just like, like they're all looking, this is mad. Like,
Fucking hell, man.
It's like a fucking Japanese game show,
I know,
bro.
Like, it's people's lives.
It's pretty wild, but I've sat in courts where the fucking jury's been picked. And then one of the jury members has said... oh, I can't be here, and point at the prosecutor. My kids, we go to the same preschool. And it caused, it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Fucking hell, man.
You be like I do a lot of work in Penrith. One of the magistrates, he had to recuse himself from sentencing this bloke because he fed him at the fucking homeless shelter the night before. Why was shit like that? It happens all the time. Shit like that.
You'd be surprised. They're like small world type shit.
Life is crazy.
This is nuts. Fucking getting a little inside scoop about it, eh? It's fucking.
I know. It's stuff you never think about. Like how many fucking pilots do you know? How many fucking?
That's the next guest we've got to try tee up. We've got to try tee up a fucking pilot, man. That'd be fucking.
Well, I'll have to hit up an ex-client of mine. He's a pilot. We might see.
Hey, if he's not guilty, bring him on, man.
He's not, and he don't have a criminal record.
Yeah, well, fuck.
Fucking.
So, all right. The next thing I want to ask then. So let's get into the sports side of things. So the boxing. So you said that you did that before you.
Yeah, so I played rugby league for a lot of my like teenage life. Did all right with that, and then I fucking fucked my shoulder and thought, you know what, I'll give this a crack. It's fun. It's not a team sport, so I don't have to make a commitment to anyone.
Yeah.
And then I'd always done it on and off, and you get into blues as a kid anyway. But started taking it pretty seriously probably about 4 years ago now. Had 8 fights, 4 wins, 4 losses. So 50%.
50,
all right.
50%.
So
50.
and does that because I'm always curious, is that because you know how like you always know some bloke or everyone's got that mate of a mate who does training and thinks he can fight, and then he's always like rolling around on the floor and shit. Like everyone knows that guy, but like you've actually fought like
I've had
proper
a couple
fights.
Yeah.
And you've done it more than once.
Yeah,
too,
8 times now.
Because I've also met a couple blokes where they say that they can fight and they've had one fight, they get knocked out and they never do it again. So it's like fuck. So does that start with just going to like the dojo, the boxing area where you pick your gym, you train, you sort of learn it, and then after a couple of years you go, oh, I kind of want to get in the ring. Yeah. Is that how it starts? Or were you always like, nah, I want to fucking get in the ring? Like,
no, well, I always liked it. I like the idea of fighting. It's fun. A good discipline thing as well. So it's sort of like hand in hand with what I do for work.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But
true.
With footy, I was always a bit top heavy. I was about 93 kilos. And I walked in and the coach goes, mate, you got to lose fucking weight. I go, oh, yeah.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, I lost a bit chubby at the moment, but I was started at 93 and a half and I got down to 72.
Shit.
Holy shit.
I fight at about 75.
Wow.
But yeah, you've got to, I think it takes, if you're not fat, so just say you're fat, you've got to lose the weight, 10, 15 kilos, whatever. I think it takes you 6, 7, 8 months just to learn what you're actually doing and learn how to take a punch. Throwing the punches is the easy bit.
It's the taking the
It's getting fucking hit.
I've heard that before.
You know what I mean? Anyone can throw a punch. It's a bit harder when some cunts throwing punches at you and they're trying to hurt you. It's like you go in there, they're not trying to fucking tap you. Like
trying to knock you out.
They're trying to knock you out. Even though you got headgears on and stuff, they're still trying to knock you the fuck out.
See, it's different when you scrap like at the pub because everyone's drunk, you're just throwing. No one really hits anyone, but in the ring, like this guy's fucking, and he knows how to throw him. So you're like, fuck.
And I think that's
man.
the big problem we got. I think, team sports is easy. You go, you got your training Tuesday, Thursday, then your game or whatever. Fighting's different because you've got to be consistent with it. You've got to
go by yourself, eh?
And you got to do it by yourself. At the end of the day, you can train as hard as you want. It's all on you. You got to go in there. You got to fucking do the job.
Yep.
Your coach, it's their job to help you and get you to that level, but you at the end of the day, you got to step in there and do those fucking rounds by yourself. No one else is getting punched in the face.
And how do you then get a fight? Is that organised by the gym you're training at? Is there like a New South Wales cup thing? Like
You've got like a New South Wales Boxing Association. Okay. You pay the rego and shit. And then
like soccer or something.
Yeah. And then the PCY says, and fucking there's fight promoters, they'll just fucking line up a fight and go, hey, you want to have a fight at this card? Or you want to fight here? You want to fight there? Like, fought in Blacktown, Woy, fucking Paddington.
Fuck.
So my partner, shout out to G-Bubs, she come to my last fight and I wasn't even dating her at the time. So she got to watch me get the fucking shit pumped out of me.
Oh, did you lose that one?
Yeah, I lost a split decision. It was a good fight, but
okay,
great fucking afters. That's the best part about fighting is it's always at an RSL or something. So
so the drinks, the pokies and shit. Yeah, fuck yeah.
But yeah, they're everywhere and they're pretty fucking much weekly.
Really?
If I wasn't...
You never see, because I'm not into the fighting and you never hear about it, but if you were into fighting, you've got an event to go to once a week. Like,
well, fuck, this year, hopefully have a few more. I'll let you know and just fucking come down.
Fuck yeah, bro.
It's always good to have a cheer crowd. Like,
you'll get pumped up.
Bro, I had a few of the boys. I had about 15 boys on a table last time and it's a good atmosphere. That's and it's not just my fight. There's probably 40 fights.
Fuck.
And they're amateur fights. Like, you're not going there to watch fucking Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali fight. You're going there to watch people that fucking, they're lawyers,
enjoy the sport,
bankers or doctors.
Yeah.
They just want to have a crack.
That's always, boxing is, since I was young, the one thing that I've always like kind of joked about and going back to is boxing. It's always appealed to me because of that individual sport thing.
Individuality.
And it's not so much about just beating the shit out of someone as how technical it is. You don't have to be a big, huge, brawly dude. You just got to... It's so technical. The way you planning your punches, your strikes, there's so much to it. It's like a game of chess with your fists, man. You know what I mean?
I think a good example is like... We spoke about Messi last episode. He's a small dude, but he's a smart guy and he's quick. You can be that in boxing. You can be the big guy with the strong hands, or you can be the small guy with the brain.
You can still win.
It's like Floyd Mayweather and Tyson. Really.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
No, but that's the beauty of it. It doesn't discriminate. As long as you make that weight limit, it doesn't matter. You can be 6'6" and 75 kilos, or you can be 5'9" and 75 kilos. We're getting it on. We're having a crack. Like,
yeah, wow.
You know what I mean?
And that's a good thing too, how it's divided by weight class.
Fuck
whereas like rugby league,
you got the 15-year-old Islander kids there, and they're fucking steamrolling all the white boys.
They're asking for that birth certificate at the end of the game.
I'm 12.
Wow. With respect to that though, it's funny. You see it in professional fights, weight bullying. Like pretty much, you get these guys who are able to cut massive amounts of weight to rehydrate. Well, the problem with amateur fighting is you fucking weigh in the day you fight. So you can't go and lose 20 kilos and then fucking put it back on the next day or rehydrate and get ready. You've got about 3 hours to fucking get set and then you're on.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking fancy crowd and lights. It's just go out there, get in the ring, fucking get the job
and then
done.
get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. There's another 30 to go, you know?
Wow, man.
What's the leniency with the weight? How many?
Mate, it depends. So if you're in like an actual tournament, fucking nothing. You're out. So
really?
Yeah. So
okay, that's okay. That's all right, I guess.
Then it's hard, but
the last fight I had, it was meant to be 75.
Didn't you say I swear when I first met you, you told me the other bloke was over in weight, wasn't he?
Yeah. His coach knew my coach, and he called him up a week before the fight and goes, "Hey, my boy's not going to make weight. It was 75. That's what we said."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, will you fight him if he makes 76, 77?" Coach didn't really answer it. He asked me. He goes, "Oh, what do you say?" I go, "Fucking, I don't give a fuck." Like, yeah, sweet, no worries. So come fight night, I see you all weigh in together as well, so it's pretty funny. You see the guy about to fucking punch on.
Oh god, and he's a big fucking black dude. You're like, fuck.
I looked, and their coach brought this big black guy, and I'm like, nah, he can't be the bloke. I go, fuck it. He saddled up. He goes, nah, not me. You're fighting my mate. And he ended up being fucking 78 or 79 kilos. It was well over, but we're at fight night. Yeah. Everyone's there. You can't really say no. But you just do it anyway. But with the actual tournaments, like for titles and stuff.
And he's out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, wow.
And the problem, the difficulty with the tournaments is, say you got to fight. So I've had to fight Friday night, win Friday night, back it up, fight Saturday as well. And then you're going to back it up and try and fight the Sunday. You're going to make weight every time.
Oh.
And with those ones, the weigh-in's at like 7 o'clock in the morning and your fight could be at 6 o'clock at night. It's fucking hard.
Yeah,
Fuck that. So if you're in a tournament after Friday night, you get a win. You can't go to McDonald's. You got to go home, drink water, and fucking do it again
and
the
that's
next day.
the first fight I had was in a tournament. The first ever fights I had were in a tournament.
Oh, yeah?
And I won the first one. I knocked him out and I was so high on life. It was like I had eaten a couple of fucking, how you going?
It was a mad feeling.
Oh, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Like, I cannot stress it enough. And that's why I encourage people to learn how to fight and have a crack. I'm not going to win a world title. I don't want to win a world title.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that sort of shit, you got to start when you're 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's about fucking testing yourself, see how you go. And if you like it, fucking why not keep doing it?
A lot of people don't understand that it's a sport at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
sport,
sport. You can do it for the love of the sport. Not everyone who does it is trying to be the next fucking world champion, Conor McGregor. Like, it's just a sport. You can be passionate about the sport.
You've got to look at that. Professional sports, you've got to be one, genetically blessed, and you've got to have the talent, and you've also got to have the time and dedication. Unfortunately, we've all got the same amount of time, days and hours and weeks in the year, but you don't have the same background. You know, someone's dad's got money to pay for the trainer, or you've got time because your job involves just working on a computer. You're not slaving away 16 hours a day on the roads or whatever. But you know, it's something I like and I enjoy it. It is difficult with what I do with work because fucking
such a big difference.
Mate, I'm on holidays now and I'm getting calls today about, am I breaching my bail? And I'm like, well, if you have to ask that question, I think so. But it's good. You got to learn to balance just like anything in life. So it helps with time management as well. I feel like I'm in a fucking interview, but it really does.
No, that's mad, man. Honestly, I'm fucking way too good looking to fight. But if I've always found kickboxing like awesome. I think kickboxers are mad. They're just so ripped and like they're small dudes, but they're fun. And the funny thing too about like, I would love to be able to know how to kickboxers. Say just one day, like you get into everyone's been in a scuffles, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
My number one place for a scuffle always seems to be Penrith Panthers for some reason, right? Anyway, but it'd be just mad to be able to, when you just kind of get surrounded by like a couple of mates, and in that moment you don't think something's going to happen, but it'd be mad to just sort of go, yeah, mad, and then just pull off like a fucking Bruce Lee roundhouse kick, bro, and everyone just goes, whoa.
But you know what? Like, even saying that, like, you go out and see shit happen all the time. But you're just confident because you're like, all right,
you know, you
I
can fuck
handle
them up.
myself.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm not really stressed. Everyone's, if that happens, you're worried about getting punched in the back of the head.
Yeah,
it doesn't
from
matter
behind or
how
something,
fucking skillful you are.
If you get hit from behind, you're out. You're out.
But you know, most people aren't. And most good fighters that I've trained with or been around, mate, you would look at him and go, who the fuck's this cunt? But realistically,
he'll fuck you up.
That cunt could clean everyone up.
Kick your ass.
Yeah.
See, but another thing too, though, this is is this true where if you do fighting, I don't know if it works with I don't know if this applies to amateur fighting, but I know if you're a fighter, if you get into a confrontation like outside of the ring, like say at the pub or the club or whatever, and you knock some cunt out, get arrested, the police, if they find out that you're a proper fighter, you can get in a lot of trouble, right? Like,
misconception.
So that's not true.
No.
I thought that was true for a long time.
Yeah, no. Heaps of people do that whole, my fucking hands are weapons and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
So that's not true. Okay.
But to be fair, if you're a professional fighter and you're getting in punch-ons, it's not going to look good in front of a magistrate or a judge, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Because you know what you fucking doing.
Oh, so that's actually not true.
No, massive misconception.
Wow.
Yeah. But like,
wow, okay.
You know what? Most professional fighters that enjoy having a good time, most of them steer clear of the violence because one, they're usually targets because people see them and go, "Oh, you're fucking."
Yeah, they try to have a crack on them. Yeah,
but most dickheads that fucking start the fights are just dickheads.
Yeah,
that have never fought in their lives.
Yeah. That's why is it like that?
I don't know.
Like, why is it like that?
I fucking don't know. It's frustrating because it's even happened to me. And like, oh, you boxer. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, if you want to punch me, come to training.
Yeah, come in the ring.
Sparring's Thursdays, bro. I'm there every fucking week. Like,
yeah.
But
I think that's it. It's because once you're accustomed to it and you know it, it's like those guys it's a thrill for them. They go out on a Saturday, that adrenaline, that's something that doesn't happen to them. So
100%.
they're like, you know what I mean? But if you do it and it's a fight, you're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
And I think like living in Penrith, we go to Panthers. You see the footy players. Fuck, I feel sorry for the cunts half the time.
Yeah.
Most of them, look, I don't know them, but most of them are fucking not the greatest blokes in the world.
Yeah, some of them are dickheads.
Yeah, but they do get fucking targeted.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like when you
100%.
and if they have a bad game, it just fucking triples the shit that they cop. you can understand why they don't want fucking anyone around, and they literally do half the shit they do because it's like fuck off.
Well, I seen this clip on TikTok where it was this MMA fighter. I don't think he was a pro. He was like an amateur, and he's walking. I don't know if it's with his missus or whatever, but he's walking, and then these two guys are coming up, right, and they're trying to cause trouble. I don't know I don't know how they got to that situation, right, but they're arguing, and the fighter's going like fucking stay away, and then I think it's his missus. She's literally saying like, bro, he's a fighter. He will fucking knock you both out. And the other two are then taking that as like a challenge.
Yeah.
And they just keep pestering. And then he just whips out this head kick and just knocked the guy clean out. And the guy was like stiff on the ground. And I was like, oh my God. And then his mate's like, oh fuck, seen his mate just get knocked out. So I don't know if it was like a burst of courage or trying to like not look like a bitch. He then goes up and the guy just literally just goes like just a jab and just goes... and just knocks them both out.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. Like that would be the worst part where they just push you to the point of like, fuck, you have to do it. Like,
I think that's what cunts forget about as well, especially when we talk back in the day of like the oldies, like the 70s and 80s. Bouncers could actually fight because they fucking were either professional fighters or they've seen that much shit that they know exactly what to do.
How to react.
Today, obviously, that industry is a bit more open. You get your ticket or your license or whatever and fucking off you go. But people forget that, and it's the same as like we were just saying. Like there could be this little small cunt in the fucking corner who hasn't said a word. He's sipping on waters. Little do you know, he's had 120 fucking fights.
Yeah.
He almost went to the Commonwealth Games. For boxing. Like, fucking, you know what I mean?
But I've noticed too, that's funny, especially in Sydney these days, that it seems to be the seckies that try to start the drama too because they think they've got the vest on, they can get away with it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
like,
look,
I don't go out much anymore, but towards the end of my partying career,
there needs to
that's what I noticed.
A bit more, what's the word? Like, a bit more training with like, mate, you're dealing with drunk cunts. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Like, if you're getting upset with them fucking slurring you or calling you fat,
You shouldn't be a fucking secchi, yeah.
Nah, and we could say the same for certain police officers. Like, if you're getting upset with people calling your names, probably go back to preschool. Like,
it's funny, like, because one of my good mate, he's a secchi now, finally, and you would not picture this guy. He's like the head secchi too, Amir. I don't know if you've met Amir, but he's a head secchi, bro.
Okay.
He does it. He works at the log cabin, I think.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Pierce is listening to this. I know Pierce
And he's the head secchi.
Pierce, no, yeah, Amir's the head secchi at the log cabin. He fucking like, then you would not picture this guy being a head secchi, man. Well,
Jesus.
But yeah, anyone can do anything these days, man.
it's funny that, but you're right. I swear, music festivals, pubs on big days like Anzac Day and fucking Christmas Eve.
That's when you see it,
Mate, what do you think's gonna happen? Everyone's fucking ready to go have a big day because it's a day off work, yada yada yada. Fucking control your temper. 9 times out of 10, most drunk cunts are just drunk cunts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fooling around,
Unless
bro.
they're being racist or they're picking on someone because they've got a disability or something, bro. Just fucking not throw them out, but just escort them out.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Like same thing. I saw another clip where it was on New Year's at the Crown Casino in Crown is in Sydney.
Yeah.
So this little white guy with with his missus, he's like yelling, like he's obviously again started a confrontation, and the videos never start from the beginning, There's always just in the middle of the confrontation, some guy starts filming, so you don't know what's going on, but you just got this white guy losing his shit, right? He's losing his shit, and his missus is trying to hold him back at the entrance of the Crown, and then the camera pans to the right, and all you see is like literally 15 or 16 secchies, like all standing there coming towards him, and then you see some of the secchies. One of them was like an Asian, and he's got his hair tied back and like he's rolling his sleeves up like as if, and all the comments are like, what was that Asian bloke gonna do? Well, 16 of them were gonna jump this one old man, like what? And everyone's like, calm down, Men in Black and stuff like that.
Yeah, hard out.
This shit like that was making me laugh. I'm like, fuck, like really, like honestly, you could probably just get one guy just to go up to him and just push him and he'd fall over. That's how drunk the guy was. But
I think as well, but I think now, and just because I represent a lot of, you get like a lot of these postcode gangs or these like younger kids and shit. But they rove around in packs. They're like fucking cattle. And the secchies, I think, get scared of that and the repercussions of what's going to happen. And I think that's a concern for like why they act the way they do.
In their defense too, with another thing that I've noticed as well, especially with these little youngsters, which confuses me, is the whole fighting with weapons and knives.
Yeah,
why
dude,
is that such a
knife crime? It's like the amount of shit I have to deal with.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm like, they're big. Some of them are big kids. They're from multicultural backgrounds. Like, African, Islander, Indigenous. They're fucking big boys. And if they had some boxing training, you'd probably, or some sort of...
They'd be all right.
You'd be scared. You're like, fuck, I wouldn't want to fuck with it.
But they're carrying knives.
They're carrying knives. And they're not butter knives. They're fucking switchblades and shit.
That's what I don't understand, because even when I was in high school, you know, me acting like I'm 70 years old, but even only 10 years ago, even whenever I was in high school, 8, 9, 10 years ago, we'd have a fight, right? And again, shout out, we'd be fighting with these blokes literally in our year group. At school, we're talking like we're buddies in class, but at the party on Friday night, I'd have a bit of a scuffle or a swack with this guy.
Yeah.
But then on Monday, we're whatever, bro, all good, shake hands. I'm sitting next to him in class, and we had a bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, but the same
that was the end of it.
And the same goes, like, you know, if I don't get along with you and you don't like me, you end up having a punch on or whatever.
And then you have a drink afterwards.
Yeah, but then no one else would join. Oh, fuck you, he's my mate, whatever. That mentality, it's out the window. It's gone now.
It's like, when did it? And do you want to know? Do you want to know something? I'm going to say it is going to be controversial. I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck.
Warning.
I blame the whole drill music thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because these cunts were in their film clips with the balaclavas on their faces, lighting up flares, talking about knife crime, talking about I'm going to fucking stab you when I see you. And then these young kids are taking that in. And then they think it's cool walking around
doing the
having
same
a fucking a knife in their fanny packs. Like,
it's definitely a part of it.
Bro, I'm telling you, I fucking blame you cunts, bro. That's why I hate the drill shit. I'm kind of glad I haven't been seeing it lately, but 2 years ago, just before COVID, when it was huge, I blame that shit.
I have a good laugh. I usually, when I get clients that are in that sort of demographic, that 20 to 25, and they're gangsters, I always go, it's not fucking Compton. Like, it's Western Sydney, cunt. Like, you don't have guns. You're not fucking gangbanging. Like, why pretend like you are?
Have you seen those fucking like interviews on 60 Minutes and shit? And they got the kids and they got the
they're wearing masks.
And they're acting like they're in the fucking
the Bronx
poverty of fucking, you know, the middle of Los Angeles.
Your parents are middle class. Both have jobs. You go to a private school. Shut up,
bro. The worst of Mount Druitt doesn't even come close to the best of fucking downtown Los Angeles.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
But they want that again. I think we can blame drill music. You can blame the internet. It's this fucking glorified image of these gangsters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bitches, money, whatever. But I say it and I go, mate, all this is you're gonna fucking get in trouble for this, and you're gonna keep doing it. You're gonna end up in jail. You're gonna be some kind of bitch.
Yeah,
Take your pick. Yeah. You want to go on holidays and wear green, or do you want to get a job and be a fucking real man?
The UK is bad for that too. I think a lot of that is from the UK music scene that's come over.
Tesco, which is like Kmart, Woolies over there, they've had to ban knife sales because of the fucking amount of
100%.
knife crime. They literally, people are buying knives at the store, taking them out, and then going out in the fucking street and stabbing people.
That's
fuck,
like fucking hell. What the fuck? What's wrong with people? But then back to the Secchies. Think of the Secchies in America, man. They need to be worried about cunts pulling up with fucking
guns. Yeah, no, that's See, then the guns is a whole different thing. But like, that's why thank God we can't. We can't get him here.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think things would be a little bit worse, because the young kids would then be thinking the guy with the biggest dick in the group would be the one who buys a little fucking gat kind of thing. You know what I mean? And that's what you don't want. But they then result to. I don't know, man. Like, it's not cool. You're not a man. Like, just go back to fucking have a fight and then go get a drink together. Like, that shit's gone now.
I won't drop names, but there's a few drill groups in Western Sydney whose members are in custody at the moment, and they're all in protection. They're not as tough as they think they are.
They never are. They never are.
We'll have a chat off air after.
We'll keep off air.
I've had discussions with clients of my own that have said these people's names in private, and you'd be amazed. But when they're out on the streets, they're earning fucking good money pretending to be gangsters. Baffles my fucking mind.
It is. That's why it's not cool, kids.
And kids need to understand too, music is fake, man. It's fucking lies, bro. It's story. Don't take it and go out there being like, we fucking talk shit all the time in our songs. It's part of the art form, man. It's not real.
It's just a storytelling, man.
Make believe.
Form of storytelling.
That's a fucking good warning. Fuck, it's storytelling.
It's not NWA, bro. Yeah. Come on.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the boxing,
not really, man.
Law school, law firms? I just found it mad. It was just a fucking random combo, bro. That's what, when I first met him, I was like, yeah, fucking we'll talk and get to know each other. Like, yeah, I do boxing and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. What do you do for work? He's like, I'm a lawyer. I was like,
What the fuck?
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, whoa. I was like, that is a very fucking random fucking combo.
Expecting to say bricklayer.
Yeah, I was like a bricky.
It's funny. My old man's a brickie. My brothers are both concreters. So
fuck.
every cunt expects it. It's good like that. And like,
that's actually so dope.
Yeah,
that's actually
cool.
That's so cool.
It's you clearly have a lot of discipline that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people want to be a lawyer and they want to, and they're going through school and they just don't have the discipline to go all the way.
I've seen this guy fucking come home from work once. We had a party and he comes straight from work and he was in a fucking suit and shit. I just said, it just looked cool. Like, it was fucking dope, bro. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, it's good for once seeing a fucking mate not wearing a fucking high vis and fucking mud on his face, bro. I was like, yeah. I was like, yes, man. I was like, about time, man. Fuck, like. No,
that's funny.
That's good.
That was one of the first parties I come out with all these boys. It was funny. Georgia goes, my missus goes, there's a party. Do you want to come? And I was like, oh yeah, all right. I'm fucking driving home from work. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna get changed, am I? So I rocked in a full suit, black on black suit, bro. The tie. I was like, yes,
overdressed.
I look like I missed the memo for a costume party or something.
All right, man. Fucking Jack, hit the red button for me. It's time, boys. I'm sure you've got a lot of notes, right?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, you don't?
I got a couple.
I've got some shit. Okay. So, there's one thing I want to fucking... Oh, not one thing, there's a lot actually, man.
Here we go.
I've got a lot, man. So, I'll work down the list, I guess. Fucking Tory Lanez.
Oh, yeah.
Gonski's. Also now locked up.
That's also bullshit. I've seen a lot of stuff about that.
What's going on there, man?
They're getting him too. They're getting him as well because he's coming out against the fucking Illuminati. He didn't want to deal with Rock Nation. He didn't want fucking... And there's proof, there's evidence of it. He says it in his songs too.
Yeah. The Illuminati trying to get me. Now they locked them up for a fucking crime that he had no... This would be a good one for you to try solve. This fucking guy, Tory Lanez, a rapper, allegedly shot some other fucking fat
Megan
bitch. Whatever shot her in the foot, allegedly, right? And he was saying for ages, I didn't do it. He was saying shit like I wasn't even there and shit like that. And now it's come out, the court saying that there was not one bit of DNA of him there.
Has he been found guilty?
Yes, he's locked up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's corrupt, man.
But that's what they're saying, that the Matrix was trying to get this motherfucker, because in his songs he's saying the Illuminati's out to get me.
I was going to say, this motherfucker needs a new lawyer.
Give him email him your fucking firm, bro.
When you're against Jay-Z and Rock Nation shit, it doesn't matter if you have fucking who's your lawyer.
Jay-Z must be destroyed. Must be destroyed. And it's fucking... It's sad too, because you see there's clips of his dad and shit outside the courtroom, like literally fucking yelling. He's like, my son wasn't even fucking there. And he's like, this is the bigger thing. Like, this is a way bigger thing happening here. And what I find weird is that there's so much shit that seems to have randomly happened now, right at the start of 2023, all these clips and all this shit. And then I saw another clip which made a little bit of sense, where this guy was saying, like, guys, why now all of a sudden at the start of 2023 you're getting this overload of shit? Because again, what are they trying to distract us from? Like, something must be happening.
What's going on?
About to happen, because you got the whole Kanye missing, Britney Spears now apparently dead, fucking Tory Lanez now locked up. Like, all this shit is fucking now happening all at once, and it's like,
is Kanye missing, or did someone just fucking take his social media account and delete it? Thank fuck.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
What I see with a lot of this, what I've seen lately, it's like, I have hope. I'm always optimistic. It seems like awakening, man. Like, the world is kind of slowly awakening, because a lot of this corruption, a lot of this, like the Balenciaga stuff, like all this shit seems to be coming to light. And a lot of people who would be non-believers otherwise are kind of seeing the corruption and the bullshit of the system. It's always stuff like this that's coming to light. Even with Andrew Tate and shit, people who hated him before are starting to see the corruption, man. And the veil is breaking, man. The system, the matrix is collapsing. It's coming down.
Man.
They can't stop the awakening. They can't.
Do you fucking remember the movie Ants, bro? Jack, do you remember the movie Ants?
Brilliant movie.
Bro, all right.
You know a fun fact about Ants? So Bugs Life was being done at the same time. One of the creatives or producers from Bugs Life got fired, or was like, fuck this. Went and left Disney, went to DreamWorks and made another Ants movie.
Really?
Yeah, bad cunt.
Wow, okay. Well, that cunt was trying to warn us about something, right? I'm doing the top G pose just while I talk about this, trying to get the powers together. Fucking... Okay, so for all of you who don't remember Ants, the movie about the ants trying to gather food for fucking winter because they're ants, all this bullshit, and then the grasshoppers come along and try to take the food, right? So the grasshoppers come, the ants gather a whole bunch of a stockpile of food, right? Takes them ages because they're fucking ants. They're all working together. Grasshoppers come, successful raid. Grasshoppers then go back to their fucking their little den or wherever the fuck a grasshopper lives. And in this clip, this clip that I see, man, made me remember, bro, where all the grasshoppers are celebrating, high-fiving, yeah, we got it, we did the raid, and they're all eating all the food they stole, right? And then in that raid, the main character ant tries to stand up and says something to the grasshoppers. Obviously, nothing comes of it because all the other ants are scared. And the leader grasshopper, while they're all celebrating, he's sitting there thinking, and he's like, what are we going to do about that one ant that stood up to us? And all the other grasshoppers go, like, who gives a fuck? Like, it's this one ant, and they're all laughing. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And then the leader grasshopper loses his shit, and he, like, slaps the other grasshopper, and he goes, yeah. He goes, that one ant then turns into 5 ants. 5 ants then turns into 1 million ants. And 1 million ants turns into 10 million. And they outnumber us 10 to 1. And then they're all like, what? And then he loses his shit. And then I was like,
fucked up.
Oh my God. And then that's the government
and us.
And all the comments are like, that's us. And I'm like, all we got to do is just get together and fucking bum rush Parliament House. Yes, some of us may die, but you know what I mean? We bum rush these cunts, bro. Fuck them. But we're all too scared. Like, it's just the sneaky little like messages they give. It's crazy.
There's so many movies and shit with like stuff that portrays real life. And it's funny you brought up ants because the one thing I have written down is about ants, bro. They're called polyergus ants, right? And these fucking ants, man, you know what they do? They're so heavily reliant on slavery, they literally can't function without slaves. So they raid other ant nests, right? They steal the babies, right? They leave the colony alive so they can come back and raid it later. They raise the babies after they hatch. Like they make those babies think that and they're slaves. So these big ants sit back and relax while the slave ants get the food for them and shit and build the nest and do all this shit for them. And then they come back and raid and they just keep doing that and they live off slavery.
It's like some Genghis Khan shit.
Bro, it gets what they do worse shit. It says, look, they use chemical warfare by spreading pheromones that confuses the other ants and makes them unable to mount an organized defense.
Holy
so when
shit.
They go in,
gassing other ants.
And they steal the eggs.
What the?
And then they take the unborn slaves and turn them into fucking workers, man. And they're unable to clean or care for themselves because they become so heavily reliant on the slaves that if they didn't have the slaves doing it for them, they couldn't do it.
What are these ants called?
Polyergus ants.
That's like that Simpsons episode where Homer becomes like the garbage man and he's like, can't somebody else do it? And they all end up fucking...
It's just like this chain of shit, eh?
Chain of shit, people just doing everything for you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work unless they are doing that shit for you.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Ants are insane, man.
Hey, look at the garbage man. How fucked would we all be if the garbage just, the trucks and the garbage just went, nah, fuck this, we're not doing it anymore.
That's what I was thinking too about what I was saying before. How many garbage men do you know? It's such a vital, important thing. I always wonder, how is there enough people on Earth to do every job?
You know what?
Like,
those fuckers, shout out to the garbos, especially after New Year's and Christmas, need a fucking pay rise.
Bro, they wake up at like 3 a.m. and shit too.
But aren't they already on like $40 an hour or something?
Are they?
I'm pretty sure,
good,
bro.
I think it's pretty
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fucking all right.
We need to get into that union because they're fucking...
Mate, I'm telling you.
It's just a council job, isn't it? I think it's just part... I think they might...
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, that's part of their fucking facade. You know?
Yeah,
you got the Masons and then you got the Garbos, bro. Be careful.
Fucking, so another thing I'll bring up... Actually, I'll save that one for last, bro.
Well, I saw one that you'll like, Iggy, actually. Did you might have... I wouldn't be surprised if you had this written down too. Have you seen those videos going around lately that there was this guy who saw a video of a giant on the mountaintop?
Oh, bro.
And he's gone
have
missing
you seen
and shit,
that? I have,
apparently.
bro. Is that true? What,
I don't know.
What's his name? Chris Dawson or something?
Something like that.
Bro, I saw... Actually, I think I was meant to write that down and I just forgot, bro. Okay, so...
I didn't have it written down. I just remembered.
Long story. It's all over fucking the internet, bro. TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. So this bloke, right? You can probably look up the footage now. There's blokes driving in like Canada or something in some Canadian Alp or something. He's driving, right? And the trippy thing is there's this mountain, right? And you can picture looking at a mountain while you're driving. It's ages away, but the mountain looks big.
Yeah.
At the top of this mountain is just a dude walking, right? But the dude looks like he's that big.
He's a fucking giant.
Like, yeah, and if you're looking ages away and the guy looks that big,
how actually fucking big
ginormous.
is he?
Like that, it's not like realistically, you wouldn't be able to see anyone on the mountain.
Was there an NBA camp or something in the Alps?
I don't know. Like fuck.
Apparently, the locals said, that thing comes back every now and then. Yeah. And then he came back the next day, and there was choppers in the area where the giant was. And now that guy's gone missing. Like
but this is where the story gets fucking trippy, right? Is that the guy? So he did that. Then the next day there was choppers searching, right? Then he kept going back to that mountain to try film the thing again, right? Because all the TikTok people were like, go back, right? He did it for, I don't know if it was days or weeks, right? We'll just say a couple of weeks at most. Then all of a sudden he come out with a TikTok video and he said that, hey guys, I apologize, but the video's fake. But while he's saying that, his eyes are like darting to the side. So it looks like he's reading something. So if this is a hoax, he's done it amazingly. But he's like, it looks like he's reading something or there's someone there telling him what to say, right? Then it gets even weirder. The next night, he comes back and makes another TikTok and says, look, this might be the last video I ever make, but it wasn't fake.
Oh, what?
He goes, it's a lie. What I said is bullshit. It's not fake. It's real. I saw something on that mountain and now he's gone.
See, missing. I didn't know about the reading video. That sounds like Captain.
Yes.
Sounds like some cunt pulling their leg, bro. He's trying to.
He's doing a fucking good job. I'll give it to him.
He's done a fucking great job.
I don't know. It's weird.
Why would you make someone up like that? Like, and that is that editing? Is that what is that? If he's made it up, what the fuck?
I suppose, but like the Loch Ness monster, just fucking it sells
real
money,
real
or possibly real.
Like,
I'd like to believe. I want to believe there's a big fucking giant
Yeti on the fucking thing, bro. I don't know, man. It's fucking. That's what I'm saying. Shit like this has all randomly happened now in January, and it's not even over yet. So this year is going to be a fucking funky year, I reckon, man.
Well, to be honest with you, December and January, every year, December and January is the bad shit. That's happened. So it was pretty quiet this year, December.
Yeah, we've done all right. I think fucking our juju was safe for the last 2 years. So we've been
we'll see January, February. January is usually like, that's when the Ukraine war happens. That's when North Korea missile. That's when all that shit happens in January, February, December.
At the moment, we're being treated to fucking Prince Harry's fucking tell-all book. Like, who gives a fuck?
Bro,
well, that's why.
In the magazines, every time I go to the shops, it's always a fucking royal family, bro.
Older woman who treated Harry like a stallion. Harry's final words to Queen on deathbed. Like, are there people that seriously give a fuck about this?
Bro, because my thoughts exactly. Every time you go in the shops, it's always the royal family. Every single time.
What are they trying to distract us from?
Who cares that much? No,
happening.
They're only distracting the old people, though. Bro.
All of the old people.
You only see that shit in the physical fucking magazines you get at Coles, bro. The fucking Women's Day and shit.
Yeah, man. You can only purchase that in store. There's no online articles.
Yeah, 99 cents, bro. That's all you're getting. Fucking. I don't know how they have so many stories as well. It's like it's like Neighbours in real life. It's like a soap opera.
They must take the episodes of Neighbours and then scrub the character's name out and just put fucking Prince Harry, Prince Charles, whatever.
It seems like it, bro.
It's fucking.
I swear.
I wonder that all the time.
I swear my sister-in-law come over yesterday. She got a new puppy and she come over and I swear, I think it was her. She goes, oh, have you guys seen the Meghan and Harry fucking documentary on Netflix? Me and my missus are like, no, that's the last thing we're going to watch. And she just goes, oh, they treated her so mean. I was like, what? That's like the big plot twist. Like, that's it. Really? I'm like, get out. I'm like, fuck off, leave the dog here.
Plot twist, family doesn't like sons chasing women, so they treat her mean. Fuck me.
That's never happened before.
That happens in England, apparently.
Yeah. Well, fucking Salt Bay, you will be destroyed.
Oh, bro, did you see
You are a
that
scumbag.
guy?
He's
The
a
World Cup, bro.
scumbag.
Oh, what was he? Was it? Didn't he
He's trying
breach
to
like?
get this trophy.
And then he's hit there, and then you hear his ring scratching it. Oh my!
Didn't he
God.
breach heaps of like FIFA rules and
Oh,
shit
bro,
by even
he's
being
banned.
on the field?
No one knows how he got there. Oh, I was pissing myself.
It'd be
watching
props
this.
if he was just some random lad who's gotten onto the field, but the fact that
But
he's
Salt Bay.
that dickhead.
And all the poor players, the Argentinian players, are like looking
Bro,
awkward
Messi
bro,
looked like he was some stranger. Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is this guy
Yeah.
touching me?
And then he goes, "Wow!" It's the trophy. And then all the comments are like, "Bro, did you hear his ring hit the trophy?" I'm like, "Oh wait, I'll go back and watch the video." You literally just hear. I'm like, "Oh, that scratched it." I'm like, "Fuck, bro!" I'm like, "What an idiot!" But bro, I ended up I'm becoming fascinated with this guy. Right? I go on his TikTok and shit, bro. This dickhead is on there, right? And he comes out, people are all complaining about his restaurant because someone racked up a bill. This is no cap, bro. You can look this up. 140 grand.
What the?
Yeah.
Does the fucking meat cure cancer?
Bro,
Like-
Bro, it's plated in gold. He
Yeah, yeah.
plates up big T-bones in fucking
Bro,
gold.
I was reading the receipt, right? This is no cap. It was bottled water, like $90 for a bottle of water. I was like,
Bro, that's the worst thing about memes in this age.
Yeah.
Is you get your 5 minutes and they try to milk it so bad. This is the guy. All he was famous
yeah.
for
Fuck
this
me.
photo.
Yeah,
all
it was just that.
Bro, because of him starting that, he's now got like fucking 10 restaurants around the world, bro. So this one TikToker, he's like, look, he made a video. He's like, I'm going to do an actual review on Salt Bay's restaurant. He's in Dubai. He goes, he buys one steak, right? One gold steak. Eats it. The bill was $550, right? For one steak. And then at the end of the video, he just goes, "Man, that steak was average as hell. That fucking motherfucker charged me $500 for an average ass piece of steak. It's a motherfucker." He's full yelling and shit, and I was laughing. I'm like, "Oh, you poor prick." And then you got these people who humor him, and they're going to his restaurant,
that's
and
the worst part.
they're spending fucking heaps of money, bro. And then
Yeah, but that's the problem. We've got all these fucking idiots that are happy to go and
Yeah.
spend that money
Invest.
because they're getting a fucking Kodak moment with Salt
there
Bay.
was this other video where some guy paid like, apparently he charges $1,000 on top of the bill to come out and cut the steak for you. So some TikToker got it to get him to come out. He's filming and he's rating the experience. It all got rated like -9 out of 10. And he's like, "Yeah, Salt Bay come out." He's got his fucking earbuds in. He's not talking on the phone. Well, this guy's steak.
Call out fees $1,000 and he doesn't give a fuck.
Not even talking to the guy, not even posing for photos. He's talking on the phone in his language. And this guy's filming is like, "Is this guy fucking for real?" Or he's like, "I paid $1,000 and he's talking on his Apple earbuds and shit." I was
What
like,
a rude
fuck
guy.
yeah.
Bro,
But no, that's what you get for paying $1,000 for some cunt to cut your
that's
steak.
true
Eh?
as well. It's like a fucking Bad Baby too and shit. Like, you get famous of one meme and
Yeah,
these
yeah.
cunts make a fucking career.
Look, if Salt Bay, you ever watch this, I do like you. I do want to meet you, but I'm not going to eat at your restaurant. I think it's fucking hilarious.
That is fucking funny. As
Unless
bro.
you give us vouchers for fucking 95% off, cunt.
Hey, if he wants some plug on FireCast, man, give us a steak right here, bro. Fucking. And he comes out.
He bought one steak.
He's doing videos where he's got this avocado, right? And he flicks it up in the air. Like, you know when chefs, they're trying to look cool, but all a chef can really do is like flick his knife in the air. He flicks the avocado up, catches it on his knife and just goes, "Avocado." And just starts chopping it. And he's got like 10 million views and shit. And I'm like, bro, like, fuck. I love him.
Have you seen fucking... I've been curious about Messi speaking English. Like, there's no footage.
I've never
he
seen
can't,
him.
he can't.
No
He
one's-
can't speak
yeah,
English?
yeah.
I didn't.
No, he
I've
can't, he
always
can't.
wondered that as well.
I googled it. He can't.
can't, yeah.
He can't.
Because Ronaldo's English is, well, not. I don't want to compare, but his English is good. Like he speaks.
Because he played in the EPL for so long and shit. Like, a lot of the
Yeah.
time when they have to play, they have to learn a little bit to
Bro,
get by.
you know fucking Mbappe. I think he knows like 4 languages.
A lot of them do, bro.
You know his Spanish is like fluent. It's like spot on. And this cunt he's French. And I seen videos of him speaking all the languages he can speak. Bro, and when he broke into Spanish, man, all the comments were like, "Fuck, the Spanish is like spot on." He even speaks like he's got like he was born in that country. Like he's got no accent, no nothing.
Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, the mad cunt, learnt Spanish so he could talk shit to Paul Gasol, who's one of his best friends.
Oh, yeah?
Just on the court so he could fucking talk shit at the Olympics. So I'm like, that's hectic.
Well, like in our defense, Spanish is one of the easiest languages you can learn.
Super easy.
Same alphabet.
Fuck, that would make it a little easier.
You know, English, you got like where, and shit. In Spanish, everything, the way it's spelt is how it's said. Yeah. So there's no like fucking weird like silent letters.
They're spelt with THE. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just Oz government, you hear that? Spanish, second language in schools, you fucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they made us fucking speak fucking...
I had German.
Chinese or whatever. German.
Japanese.
German, like such a bizarre language.
See, again, you'd think they teach you the top 3 most important languages.
Mandarin
they
or
teach you German. Like, what the fuck?
I did some study in China for about 3 months, and
wait, what? You were in China?
Yeah, studying law over there. Which
what? How'd that happen?
Oh fuck, we forgot that part.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I ended up just fucking doing this study tour thing. It was really a fucking piss take. We got on the piss and we learned about the Chinese government. All law is good law in China.
Yeah, of course. I was gonna say,
how's China? What the fuck?
I was gonna say, mate, I did not learn a fucking word. There was just lots of pointing and yelling. To no avail. But it was an experience and a half. We went to the Supreme Court over there, and it was really, honestly, it was so fucked. How like we should be so grateful with what we got here.
Oh yeah.
We go there and we meet one of the justices, fucking one of the highest judges in China. Like that's a fucking pretty big thing. And we start talking about, they're like, oh, do you guys have any questions for them? And I've been doing a bit of research. In China, they don't have an appeals process. So if you're found guilty of something,
that's it,
you're fucking gone forever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so in Australia or in like the Western system or the British system, which we follow under, it's called due process. And like, I asked the judge, I was like, in China, you don't have an appeals process. Like, do you feel that inhibits the legal system as a whole? And he goes, no, that's how it should be. And I'm like, doesn't that create... And then we had a bit of a conversation. I said, well, doesn't that like sort of increase or encourage corruption? Like, you know that if you can convict someone for something that they can't do anything about it.
And he said, what's corruption?
Yeah. He said the fucking... The next best thing was, I don't understand the question. And then I remember being... So we finished the tour for the day or whatever. And my tour guide or my teacher... pulled me aside, was like, you don't ask those questions anymore. And I'm like looking at her.
Get your fucking head chopped up,
I'm
Jack.
looking at her and I just said, I was like, June, like, don't ask me to ask a fucking question if you're not going to let me say that. But just little things like that were really like, what the fuck?
It's strange they took you to China of all places.
Yeah, that is.
And that response that's when you know you're fucked up.
No,
like,
but
you see it in politics all the time. I don't understand
and
the
then
question.
we went, well, even better, we went to the courts a few times and we fucking watched this case like unfold. Bro, it was like, I swear to God, it was like a play. Like a fucking, it was just orchestrated. And they're like, oh, we've got a 99.95% conviction rate in China. I'm like, yeah, you would if you got no appeals fucking process. But it was just like, have you seen Truman Show with Jim Carrey? And it's just all staged. It was like that and it was so fucked. Even leaving the courts, cameras everywhere, man. Food was great. Fuck, you would not feel safe there though. Like, it felt like people were following you. And watching.
Oh, yeah. They would have been watching you. It's 100%.
It's like fucking more acceptable North Korea, bro. Literally.
Talk about Tiananmen Square. So I went to 2 unis over there, and I'm talking to cunts there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like Tiananmen Square, what are your thoughts on it? What are you talking about? You go on Google over there, bro. You type in Tiananmen Square, there's fucking nothing. Did not. I was like, bro, where am I? Like, what am I? This is fucked up.
I didn't speak to Moby for about probably almost 2 years because we could not get in contact. And then after about 2 years, I get a random message from an unknown number, and it wasn't even a mobile number. It was like a WhatsApp WeChat thing.
Yeah, WeChat. And it was what they use there.
Bro, it's Mobsy. call me on this number. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And then I ended up, It was WeChat or WhatsApp or whatever the fuck it was.
Fucking weird.
It was that, and then he ended up Instagram. He ended up finally, like, I don't know if it was like a VPN. Or
that's the only way you would have got that. Yeah, it's fucked.
But even he said that even just getting a hold of a VPN over there was like almost impossible.
It's fucking illegal. Like they lock you up and shit.
Yeah. And he finally was able to get access to Instagram, and he's like, bro, this has been fucked. He goes over here. He goes, there's no Google. There's no. The only thing they show on the TV is the Chinese news and shit.
Bro,
like that.
it is like fucking.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying like that. Like
and they're so powerful and there's so many people.
We learn about like different things like consumer and trade law and shit like that. Like Tesla is the only Western company in China, the biggest fucking country population wise in the world. The only Western company that is allowed in China that owns their company. So in China, if you move a Western company into China,
buy
51% of the company has to be 100% of the company, has to be Chinese owned.
Yeah.
You get money from it. Elon Musk has musketed some deal with the cunts. He owns 51% of Tesla.
Oh,
Like it's fucking wild. The laws and like the trade embargoes and all that sort of shit. It's wild. Like they're able at the moment. They're fucking having a crack at Australia because we're like getting a bit antsy with the COVID people.
They're always having a crack at
Yeah,
Australia.
but then the irony is they're like, yeah, we're not going to take your coal, we're not going to take your wool and shit. And then it's like Northern China is in fucking electricity, power outages. People are fucking starving and freezing to death. It's like they just fucking, they don't give a fuck about their actual people.
They don't give two shits.
You know, I think what that is, the whole thing with Australia and China is we're the closest like US ally to.
Oh, and they take it out on us.
That's why we're so close, and that you got the South China Sea and shit. But
people are fantastic there, though. I'm just gonna get that one out there. People are fucking lovely,
and that's what I've always wondered too, because they're free to travel internationally, unlike North Korea.
Funny you say that though. The thing that, and I realized this as well, was the people that are free to travel are the ones with money.
Yeah.
The people there. I
mostly
see,
poor,
bro,
right?
People fucking shitting in the streets and stuff like that. There's poverty. We go back to like I think people are fucking poor in a fuck. There was poverty, man.
Yeah.
I was watching. We were at this like wet markets, and bro, people were throwing like bones of meat into the bin and shit. And there's fucking 30, 40 homeless people
Like
fucking
looking for it and shit. Yeah.
Holy fuck,
bro! I was fucking freaked out. Like you go to Central at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. There's fucking a bunch of homeless people sleeping there. Bro, that was that many people fighting for a fucking piece of meat. It was an experience.
That's crazy. But because the work, it's communist, right? The Communist China Party.
Yeah, the CCP.
So that means people who get a job. They work.
Everyone earns the same wage, don't they?
Yeah, but this is the problem there, man. So
it's like half communism, half like their system. They've kind of
no. This is what they call it a democratic dictatorship. That's what we were. So I was going to uni there, and I fucking kid you not, one of our professors. There's cameras in our fucking classroom. CCTV cameras watching us.
Holy shit.
Our tutor stopped speaking Mandarin because our lessons were all in Mandarin. Says, I've been forced back here from America. I was a successful businessman in America. They threatened my family. I'm here. He goes, what I have to teach you in Mandarin, they'll understand, but everything I say to you in English, they won't be able to decipher or we can get into trouble for. He goes, I don't want you guys to ask questions directly in class. If you've got questions, we can talk after class. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? I kid you not. I was there for 3 months. I had my passport on me every fucking day.
So
I was like, I'm not getting fucking stuck here.
This guy got sent to a concentration camp basically for work, and they're like, fuck me dead. Fuck that.
Wow, man.
But yeah, dude, like learning about another like law was fucking really interesting. But it gave me a perspective and just like, we're so fucking
people are so ungrateful, man. I thank the fucking Lord every day.
The point I was getting to was over there, it was only in 2013 or 2014, they changed the rules that judges had to be appointed and they had to have a law degree. Judges had to have a fucking law degree, and that's only happened in 2013. It used to be a job that was inherited from grandson to father. And I'm like, what? So just because Bob was a fucking judge means Bob's son's now a judge? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is fucked up.
That reminds me of, have you heard of the country Turkmenistan?
Yeah.
What?
Bro, there's a country called
Turkmenistan, right? It's the most bizarre thing. You should look it up on YouTube, right? The streets are empty. There's no people in the main city, but there's big gold marble buildings, big marble fountains. There's a big building that looks like an opening book. It's like the education center, all empty. And they had a dictator, right? This guy, and he had all these weird laws and shit. I learned about this ages ago, so I'm forgetting a little bit. But there was this dictator, right? And anyway, instead of his son, he didn't like his son or whatever, so he gave the job instead to his dentist. And he's like, fuck my son. You're the dictator now. Yeah. So this guy's random dentist became the dictator, and he wasn't any better. And it's just like he tried to change the days of the week to his name and shit.
Oh
like
my God.
super weird. Like as if a primary school kid became like, oh, I'll put coke in the bubblers and shit.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like the dictator.
It's like
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
UFC fighters have all
Look it
been
up.
going to fucking Chechnya. The Chechnyan dictator's been paying for like Chimaev, fucking what's his name, Cody Garbrandt, to go train with his 15-year-old son. And then his 15-year-old son debuts in a promotion run by the fucking dictator and wins the fight. I watched the fight, bro, and it was like almost the opponent was like just on the ground getting bashed, and it was like he just knew that like if he fucking laid a hand on his cunt's son,
Yeah, he's
like,
gonna kill him.
he was gonna die, and so his family. was. And I was like, this is fucked.
God, man, the corruption on the world is ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't see any of it. It's just, and you go to these countries like Turkmenistan, Chechnya, fucking. I'm sure there's a couple of African countries that are
everywhere,
similar.
bro.
Yeah, it's scary. It really is.
Oh man.
And it's the crazy part is what people don't understand. People in Australia especially tend to think like it's us, where the focus is on us. The majority of people live in these conditions. The majority of people live in Africa in extreme poverty. Majority of people live in China in poverty. It's the majority.
Yeah.
We're not the
vast
majority.
We're the lucky motherfuckers.
We're less than 1%. Australia is less than 1% on Earth. Literally, Australia and New Zealand, less than 1% of the population of Earth. We are nothing. You go to America, Americans and shit, you see videos, they don't know anything about Australia. They don't even know what the fuck language we speak and shit. A lot of them, they're so dumb. Like, a lot of people don't fucking comprehend that. Very blessed, man. So count your blessings.
Okay, everyone knows that on this fucking show I love to rip on Americans, right? Because they're the fucking weirdest people in the world.
Funny story.
But, for once I'm going to say something nice about America. What I love about America, right? The only thing I love about America, you guys have shit food and shit like that, and you're all fucking ugly and shit. But what I love about America is the way they cover, the way you guys cover sport, right? So what I've been watching the past couple nights is I've been watching paintball tournaments. And these motherfuckers have teams, a point system, and commentators. And these guys are commentating on these guys as fucking pelting each other with paint pellets. And it was fucking cool, but I ended up going down this rabbit hole. Like, I ended up picking a team who I go for and shit. Fucking shout out to fucking Diesel. I go for Diesel and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And these motherfuckers are full play, and they got commentators on the paintball. That's fucking awesome.
You know what
man.
it is?
And they televise it. They televise it. It's on TV and shit, and they film it, and it's awesome, bro. Like
what that is Americans. They're good at having fun. The college, everything.
You know what though?
Everything.
It goes back to what we were talking about before about distraction. Americans are good at having fun, but they have so much sport, and they've got college sport Monday through to Friday, and then you've got your professional sport Friday through to Monday. They're people that are always distracted, and all they give a fuck about is fucking the football score and the baseball score. They actually don't give a fuck that there's like a water shortage or there's a fucking
homeless guy next door.
There's been another school shooting, but it doesn't matter because the fucking Yankees won.
That's so true.
That is true.
You know what? I saw a video as well. You know, have you seen the Fresh and Fit podcast and shit where Andrew Tate's been on there a couple of times? There's those fucking idiots, bro, and they're like alpha males, and they get girls on, then they talk to the girls.
I've actually never seen a single episode of that. No,
I haven't seen an episode, but I've seen clips. I saw a clip, and they have the girls on there, and they go, name 3 countries. Countries.
No.
The first girl goes,
what do you mean name just 3 countries in general?
3 countries out of America. She goes, Jamaica, Europe, Dubai.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Dubai and Europe aren't countries.
Oh man.
Fuck.
And then the next girl goes, the next girl goes, she says Asia, and then she's like,
Asia.
and they're like, the guys, they don't tell them they're wrong. And the guy goes, so the only country you know is Asia, and she's like, yeah, well she took them. So he's like, so the only the countries he would have said was Asia, Europe, and Dubai. Bro. Oh my god.
The girls are always ugly as and shit on there. Like,
they're serious. And the funny thing is, they're on that show, and on that show, the women are always talking about how they want a high value man. They want a man who can, and they're so dumb. And I see it so often. It's like, what are they teaching these people in
Those
school?
fuckers need an atlas.
They're literally so
in
stupid.
geography class.
Bro, have you seen that little Elden Ring kid, Matan Evans? He's 15 years old, right? He goes on this podcast, right? Long story short, thought he fucking interrupted one of the game awards and he got up there and he goes, the
Bill
Elden
Clinton,
Ring, the Elden Ring people are getting their award, and then he just snuck on stage. He grabs the mic. He grabs the mic and goes, "Oh, I'd like to thank my unorthodox Jew, Bill Clinton."
My unorthodox,
Yeah. And then that was it. That's all. There was no context. And he ended up getting arrested. Anyway,
Fair enough.
You know, that accent's fake.
yeah, it's
Apparently.
fake. It's fake. He's blown. This guy is a genius. He's a funny cunt, bro. But anyway, he's blown up a little bit. So they take him on this podcast. Of course, it's in America. This guy's a 15-year-old kid, right? And there's the guy. So the host, his name's Panda. You know, big fella. He's on. The guest is Matanev and the 15-year-old kid. He's got 3 bitches that work on OnlyFans, and then a bloke who's the pimp.
Who the fuck is orchestrating?
He's their manager. And then that's what he asked. Like at the start of the interview, he was like, "So what do you do for work?" He's like, "Well, I'm an OnlyFans manager. I manage these 3 women. I got their TikToks to blow up and yada, yada, yada." So he's obviously just taking half the profits from the girls, right? Anyway, and then Matan, the little kid, just goes, "Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to be talking to people so evil and doing such satanic things," because they do pornography, right? Technically, if you're a Christian, pornography is against the Bible, all this shit, right? And that's what that was his argument. This is a 15-year-old kid. They all were getting angry at him because they couldn't comprehend what he was saying, and because they had no point, like they had no backing defense to what this fucking 15-year-old kid was saying, bro. And it was just like, oh, bro. And this guy was fucking ripped. This little kid's ripping into him, and then this kid goes to the girl, "All right, if you're so smart, name me 3 books." And she goes, "What, really?" He goes, "Yeah, name me 3 books." And she goes, "Game of Thrones." And he goes, "That's not the name of the book. What is the name of the book?" She goes, "Oh, it's Game of Thrones." He goes, "The name of the book is of Song and Ice and Fire, you dumb." And I'm like, and all the comments are like, it's funny how they let this little 15-year-old kid bully them. But again, this lady couldn't name 3 books. 3 fucking books,
That's fucking
bro. Like,
scary.
you know what I mean?
It's so stupid.
That's so
What
scary.
is going
but-
on? Like, what is going on over there?
Fuck.
One of you let me know in the comments, what are you doing in school? Are you fucking paying attention or what? Fuck me.
I know there's always time to jag and smoke a bong or whatever, but
Well,
fucking
man,
surely
like,
you read more than 3 books.
And the thing is too with America, the Americans, they think America is the only land only land of freedom. It's the only land that offers opportunity. They've never been to Australia. They've never been to Canada. They've never been to New Zealand. They've never been to Spain. They've never been to fucking these places, man.
It's funny that I think outside of the big cities, when you're talking like LA, New York, and shit like that, I think there's only 15 cities in America that have like over 2 million people in them. The rest is like pretty hillbilly and fucking, you know, Donald Trump gun welding, like God bless America, which is scary because now we get to, I've read no books, but I love having my AR-15s extended magazines.
Yeah.
I can't read, but I can shoot a deer.
I can shoot a deer from a thousand miles away. Remember those fuckers don't use the metric system.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
They've always
too.
got to be
Makes
different,
no
eh?
sense. You know, it's literally the only country like left that uses the imperial system.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
they think-
it's them in Burma, and Burma's a fucking dictatorship.
and they think it's the best way. Like,
How many dictatorships are there? I didn't realize there was so many.
Bro,
Holy
the
shit.
world is fucking not a free place.
Oh
eh?
my
we're
word.
very lucky, man.
Yeah, we are.
And hopefully, I feel like things are changing very slowly, and I hope so.
But we have the metric system, so we
at
can,
least, yeah.
we've got that.
Did you have some points you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go-
did.
chop through 'em, bro.
Chop through some, bro.
Whilst the phone's still on, battery
I still got one big one I wanted to talk about that's been wigging me the fuck out
I did do
too.
polls too.
Yeah, I've got
quickly at the
a
end.
few. I've got a few polls.
was going to stir the pot here. Our mate Top G, Andrew Tate, he's in a bit of trouble, isn't he?
He's guilty, man.
He's,
I'm telling you, they will never get Top G, bro. Right? He's Well, what are your thoughts on it?
Look, I feel like innocent until proven otherwise. And it seems like, I don't know, in Australia, there's no such thing as detaining someone without charging them for a fucking extended period of time like that. Like, why the fuck, to me, why the fuck is the cunt getting, why is he in custody for a month for the purposes of them to continue an investigation? To me, that means they don't have enough or they don't have anything on him to prove anything.
They don't.
So,
And the thing is, right, is that, so apparently it come out that apparently, so he got swatted, right? Now, for those of you who don't know what swatting is, it's what people do. It's just very, I don't know why people do it, but it's a lot of streamers cop it a lot, right? So when people are live streaming, right, for some weird reason, I don't know if it's like a joke or a prank or what, but people who are watching the stream then think it's funny to then call the police and say, this guy is
doing X,
he's
whatever
on a live stream, and there could be like hundreds to thousands of people watching. They ring up and go, this guy's on a live stream. He's got a girl tied up, and he's got like a couple of AR-15s, and they just make up this bullshit, right? You'd think the police would go, okay, no worries, quickly pull up the live stream of whoever it is and have a look. No, because over there the gun violence is so bad, you just say, yeah, this guy's gun. They send the SWAT team out.
To go fucking
There's
sort
no,
it out.
they don't send a copper to do a routine check. It's the SWAT team.
That's fucked.
So the SWAT team go to this guy's fucking house, bust down the door, and this is all happening while the poor guy's live. I don't know. Again, Americans, I don't know if they find it funny or what, but it's very big on stream. So like Aiden Ross, he's been slaughtered a couple times, and there's all clips on YouTube and shit where he's live with his homies. And then you just hear the cops coming, and then he's like, "What?" He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he looks at the chat, and they're all like talking about it, and he's like, "Fuck!" He's like, "All right, look, everyone, sit down, sit in a circle, hands on your head. We're about to get broken into." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Just trust me. Hands on your head, do not resist, and just do whatever they say." They're like, what the fuck? And then his mates start freaking out. Literally 10 minutes later, the fucking SWAT team are coming in and arresting these cunts on live. And Aiden Ross is on the live stream going like, this isn't funny. Like, I don't know if you think this is funny and shit like that. I'm like,
it's not, because it's fucking,
cunt, bro. Yeah, like,
you get in a machine gun, put the back of your fucking head.
Yeah. And apparently, I think that's what they did to Andrew, but he wasn't live. People were saying apparently he's got girls detained, and they go there, and there was... The only people in the house was him, his brother, the maid, the gardener.
Fucking hell.
The guy cleaning the car. It was the maids.
The thing that I don't agree with everything the cunt says, but everyone doesn't agree with everything anyone says. That's not the thing. The thing that made me like him was there was a short clip, and it was this chick having a crack at him like, "You're just a white male," and he's like, and he shows her a photo of his dad, and his dad's African American.
Yeah, he's half black.
He's black.
And I was just like, this cunt's funny. He didn't abuse her. He didn't do anything. He just was like,
look at the photo. Yeah.
You're like, and then proceeded to say you're an idiot in the nicest way possible. But I just like that, and I like the other things. Like, he plays chess. He's an ex-fighter. Clearly, he's got things going on for him. He's not a fucking idiot. He's well disciplined. And he's successful, and people fucking hate on that because he's got an opinion.
Again, I'll say it again. The reason, and he's so right. The reason people fucking hate him is because it's 2023 now. You're not allowed to be a young, straight male with an opinion.
Nah.
We're not allowed anymore because it's fucking misogynistic. It's sexist. It's this. It's you're trying to be the alpha. You're trying to be a hard cunt. Bro, like, what happened to men being men? Like, what happened to me? A man is... protecting the women. The man should, not always, but yeah, it's most cases than not, the man makes the more money. So they provide, and then the wife takes care of the kids, and that, I think that's cool. That's mad. That's mad. That to me is a man. You provide and you protect. But now, apparently we're not allowed to do that anymore. We have to be 2023, okay, yeah, the trannies, yeah, sorry, you're allowed to do this. You're allowed to have purple hair with fucking big hooped earrings, but I'm not allowed to fucking say my opinion because I'm a fucking sexist cunt. Like, no, it's bullshit, bro. And that's what he was trying to bring to light, and everyone just took it so out of proportion, bro, especially women. And it's always the bitches with the blue hair, with the fucking bone through the nose and shit. Like the bone through the
like the first thing I saw of Andrew Tate was
I did not like him at the start either.
About the Matrix shit. I was on him from the start. And when I brought him up on the podcast, you were against him the first time I brought him up.
I did not like him.
I have a good laugh about the Matrix. And I think it's a running gag he's got going on. Like, I think he takes it seriously, but I think he treats it as a joke.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's funny to have a joke and call what this is the Matrix. Because it's fucking quite possible that we are in some sort of...
I liked him from the start, but then when he did start bringing up the alpha male shit was the stuff I didn't care about. I was like, I don't care about that
I think
shit.
that's, you know what, but he's got that Hustlers University or whatever he fucking does there. I think it's a persona part of it, because I've seen other people say he's not a bad bloke. He's just fucking marketing.
Playing it up. Of course. And the thing is, today in cancel culture world, it's so bandwagony that the news and the media don't like that. He talks about how the world works in industry and business. So they put these headlines, and then all the people who are scared to get hated on themselves, they say, if I don't stand up for the women and I don't stand up,
Exactly.
he said this, so I must hate him because all my friends hate him. And that's why they don't even know who he is, but they say, "Oh fuck!"
But that's credit to him. He did that Piers Morgan interview.
Bro,
He rarely does.
he ripped him.
Yeah, but
and
he
he
was-
beat him
And
in
the
chest.
chest. Yeah,
And
but the
Piers Morgan likes him now.
the thing was though, Piers Morgan wouldn't let the cunt get a fucking word
exactly.
in, and he just was relaxed. He was respectful,
Composed.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is why he doesn't do interviews, because he understands that every time he's going to go on, he's going to get either misconstrued or he's going to just not get a word in at all.
Exactly, bro.
He's very intelligent.
He's very
you can't say what you will, but he's clearly a very intelligent man.
He's very disciplined and very composed guy, and I think, we need to free the top G. And if something ever happens to him, we have to riot. We
Innocent
riot.
until proven guilty, motherfuckers. That's
What happened to that, bro? Tell me about innocent
mate.
until proven guilty, man. Like
you know
these
what?
fucking
I say
times.
it, yeah, mate. It's fucking bad.
It's
it really
scary,
is.
bro.
People getting arrested for things that they've allegedly done. Fuck me. Well, allegedly doesn't mean they've done it. You shouldn't be detained. You can be refused bail for reasons. You've got a criminal history. You've done it before. You're on parole when you've done a crime.
That makes
But
sense.
like, you
Common
know,
sense.
you shouldn't be fucking detained because they think you may have done something, or we're trying to get more evidence to say you've done something. Like, that's bullshit.
Shouldn't be
that's
allowed.
fucking
That's scary.
bullshit.
That's the Romanian government who have been on the phone or an email or whatever, and some cunt out there, some elite has sort of dabbled in and gone, look, fucking detain this cunt so he stops making TikToks and shit while we figure out what we're doing with him. And then they've gone, okay, shit, we've got to go grab this guy because
it's even on the internet too. Innocent till proven guilty, man. Remember
Fucking
that
oath.
because people, your reputation. As soon as they see a fucking TMZ headline,
It's-
that's
yeah.
it. I hate this guy. Oh, he's
But you know,
blah blah blah.
do you know
Like,
what really
oh.
shits me is you get these sexual assault matters. We can use the Bruce Lehman, Brittany Higgins matter. That trial was fucked over because a jury member fucking wanted to do their own research. The trial got fucking scrapped. Here we got a guy who hasn't been found guilty of a sexual assault. He's forever going to be known as the guy who raped a chick in Parliament House.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence.
Never happened.
He was never found guilty. So if he's never found guilty, we have to innocent until proven guilty. The cunt's not guilty in my eyes. And he's not one of few. This happens all the time. People are slandered with that. I know people from my own experiences that have been charged with sexual assault charges, have gone to trial and they've won, but they're forever known as a fucking
Of course,
rapist.
yeah.
It just doesn't disappear.
no, it doesn't. Yeah,
The internet must be bad for that, eh?
Social media and the internet fucking have ruined people. They're good. It's so bad. They're good and they're so bad at the same time. But like, you know, the slander that begins as soon as fucking something's happened. Like Jared Hayne, whether that cunt's done it or not, we don't know. It's going back to trial. But as soon as he's a rapist, he's a this, he's a that. Are you on the jury, cunt? Are you the judge? Well, if the answer's no to both those questions, shut the fuck up
Shut
and
up,
let them do their job.
That's
Because
it.
he's paying for a lawyer and a barrister, and your taxpayer dollar is paying for a fucking lawyer and a barrister on the other end. Let justice do its thing, and we'll work it out from there. Instead of fucking putting your opinion and 20 cents in to fucking sway everyone, because that jury are going to be swayed. Unless they're all Parramatta Eels fans, which I fucking highly doubt.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There was one other thing I wanted to pull up, and I only noticed it today. It was we're back to the royal family. I apologize. But Harry revealing how many people he killed in Afghanistan. Like it was some sort. Yeah, he's gone on. Yeah, he's gone on in his new fucking book. I killed approximately 25 people. Mate, it's not a COD kill streak.
That's what I was going to say.
Like,
Yeah, what the fuck?
first of all, have you ever heard of a soldier, just a regular G.I. Joe saying, oh yeah, I've gone out and killed 50 people?
No,
Like,
they
it
usually
does-
don't like talking about it.
That's not what it's about.
What the fuck?
So
is
wait, he actually served. I thought he was just there like cooking the pies and shit.
No, he's saying he did.
You sure? Really?
Yeah. In his new book, he's come out and said he's killed 25 people.
I thought he was just like the engineer or something.
No,
the guy who never left the base.
He was in the helicopters and shit.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he's ever fucking shot someone. I think he's fucking either been on a turret
Like
or
a
something.
turret and it's-
yeah, and he was talking about how he rewatched the kills and confirmed it. I'm like, first of all,
how?
why,
Yeah, how?
why the fuck would you do that? Second of all,
Yeah,
why
no.
are you telling the whole world in a book that you're selling that you done that? Like, are you proud of it, or are you just trying to make money, or is it a bit of both? Like, it fucking baffles me, because if
That's
any
weird.
of us did that, we'd be fucking shunned and shat
Bro,
on.
you know, that's what I wonder too about that. Like, it's different. There's like different circumstances. Like when I thought J. Cole says it in one of his. Well, what's the song? "High for Hours," I think he says. Where he says, I thought it was where he's talking about how they killed Bin Laden. You know, he says,
yeah, and
Bin
those
Laden
fuckers,
supposedly.
the SEAL team, the Navy SEAL 6 team, they all fucking went and sold books, and they all said that they were the killers.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, fucking oath.
But then if old mate down the road kills someone next door and goes, "Yeah, I killed him," he'd be thrown in jail.
Yeah.
But in a different circumstance, it's okay.
You're a war hero for killing this cunt, but you're just a murderer. Like,
That's weird, isn't it? Like,
the difference, there's not much of a difference. Oh, war's war. Oh, you're still killing someone.
that's what J. Cole says. He says, "I thought it was thou shalt not kill." Like, he's saying,
And
like,
my
let's-
opinion is
you know.
we haven't had a real war since fucking before we were born. The wars that they're fighting at the moment, I don't think are actual wars. I think they're money grabs, they're oil grabs,
It's all
they're
just
power
oil,
grabs.
it's all for oil and land.
Well, the ones in
and-
Africa are pretty serious.
Oh, except
Like,
and those
but-
poor
but
cunts in the
Western-
Ukraine, they're getting fucked. But
Man, that's fucked, man. Well, look, I've only got a couple more points before we go through like the Instagram stuff. So, okay, just this one will be just kind of like a little quick one. So, a trans woman was arrested and put in a male prison.
well, what's between her legs?
Yeah,
But
that's what I think it comes down to.
I didn't get that info. I don't know if she was like full like converted, but she was put. She or he or they, them, whoever were put in jail because they like assaulted a police officer. But then they put her in the male prison.
That's, you know, it's funny you say that like a joke, but like that's literally, I feel like you can pretend to claim whatever you want to be. And
What are you
should respect it.
biologically?
But when it comes to that, like, should you be put in a male bathroom or a woman's bathroom? Have you had the surgery?
Yeah.
If you haven't done the surgery yet,
You're fucking, you're over there still.
Yeah,
what are you
exactly.
biologically? Or what, like, do you have male parts? Are you a man still? Because you should be going to a male prison. Or if you are a female or you've, you've reassigned and you're a woman, you go into a woman's one. But I don't think it's fair because one, they're still a man physically. Even after all of that estrogen fucking blocking testosterone bullshit, they're still a man. Why do they want to go to a women's prison when they were born a man or they were born a woman, and or vice versa? But if you're bashing cops, fuck you.
Yeah. Well,
you're going to prison anyway.
We're not making a special fucking jail for snowflakes.
Well, fuck. I guess again, let us know what you motherfuckers think. World famous chimp Santino, the Swedish chimp, escapes the zoo with 7 of his buddies, and they were all killed except for one.
Fuck.
Apparently, Santino is like the chimp, the pack leader of this zoo, and he has planned coordinated attacks on zoo visitors where they grab rocks and shit and they all hide, and then the visitors come looking for where the monkeys, and then they all come out and start pelting rocks and shit.
Monkeys do that shit,
respect.
bro. They're so smart.
I feel like if you're putting something that's not human but subhuman with a brain capacity to think and feel, he knows he's fucking locked up all day, all night. He's like, fuck these cunts. What can I do to make their lives a living hell? Well, respect Santino.
Monkeys are hilarious and scary, bro.
They're very fucking scary. They escaped, and then Santino apparently was going berserk, like putting up a fight. So they had to result. Oh, that's right. And the reason they had to kill him was because after they realized that the monkeys escaped, the zoo realized that they were out of tranquilizer darts.
Oh fuck!
So they had no choice but to get the police involved with weapons. And this fucking Santino guy was like, it was described as like a I Am Legend Will Smith final stand. It was like, and like the cops are the zombies and the monkeys going apeshit, so they've had to just go bop bop bop.
I'm picturing a monkey with a fucking hand
Yeah,
grenade.
it's like, well, I love you. You know what I mean?
Have you seen the movie Planet of the Apes, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I think we're this close to that, bro.
yeah.
Bro, have you seen the fucking picture of a fucking orangutan? And
I was going to say,
spearfishing?
they've entered
Bro,
the Stone Age, bro.
Chimpanzees in the wild, they full have tribes and shit, and
Oh,
they eat each other.
Yeah, they fight.
not to fucking survive, but as a means of like showing like
Power.
Fuck
Like
you
a tribe,
cunts.
like a tribe wars. Bro,
Bad
Bro,
motherfuckers.
there's monkeys in Japan that go down in the mountain. They live in the mountains. They go down to the hot spring and they sit in the hot spring and shit. And they
just for
relax.
like a day off work, eh? Like, I'm telling you, either AI or the monkeys are going to take over the world.
or AI monkeys will fucking
Bro.
ruin us.
We're
Yeah.
primates. Like they're so close to us, man. So close.
Well, that brings me to the last point I've got, man. Have you heard of ChatGPT?
Oh yeah, I have.
The new AI thing that come out a couple days. So it's been out. It's been out for about 6 days now, 7 days.
Oh fuck!
The speed AI is moving at is terrifying.
Enlighten me. What are
We
we
went
dealing
from
with?
the Mid-Journey pictures to this shit.
Hey, respect
mate,
those.
mate, this shit is like, ask my Mrs. Chloe, no cap. So I found out about ChatGPT, I think a couple days ago. So it was, I think maybe on Tuesday, it was day 3. It had only been out for 3 days. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up to about 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. because my mind was like, no cap, bro. My mind was racing because the videos and the clips I saw on this shit, bro, is... First of all, where was this fucking shit when I was in school? This fucking thing, Jack, I can show you off air, can write you a full 1,000-word essay in about less than 3 minutes.
Fuck, I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah. So, right.
Literally, bro.
And the scary thing is, right, you can... Anything just with the internet, it's just like a web page.
So you just tell it what you want it to write.
Anything, but not just with writing. Bro, they had to shut down the website on the first day for a couple hours because cunts were going in there and they were typing which banks around the world have weak spots that you can penetrate to rob. And this thing was giving, this is no cap, you can look this shit up. It was giving him a list of all the banks, and then people were saying, okay, what would be the best way to get into that bank in Madrid? And this thing was fucking sending him instructions on how to rob the bank. People were typing in how to make bombs, Molotov cocktails. So the people, they all panicked and had to shut the site down and now it's restricted. Now, when you go on the site, it scans your PC for any like malware.
Fuck.
And then you can use it. So I've been using it just for funny shit.
Who created it?
I don't know.
Just some
the company's called, I think it's literally just like AI.com or something.
Wait, I just want to see where they get taken, like which government agency fucking picks them up.
That I don't know.
That's the thing. The thing with that is AI is such a grey area right now because such new technology, but it's getting crazy.
Yeah, but we think about what's available to us. What's the fucking CIA or the FSB? And
exactly.
They've had this for years.
What the fuck are those cunts doing?
It's fucking scary. Right. And that's why... Just a little tip, man. If you know anything to do, if you're interested in any type of investing, any company that's got AI right now, because this shit is so
AI,
fucking...
VR,
this
AR.
shit is so new. Like, so the way I was thinking about this the other day in the car. So far in the world, we've had a couple of big main things, right, that have happened in life. So obviously in the 80s, the biggest one, right, that everyone knows was the internet.
Yeah.
Again, people, it's just a phase. It's never going to take off. And then people got rich as fuck because they were making websites and yada, yada, yada. A couple years later, what happens? Cryptocurrency. Again, it's just a phase. Bitcoin's never going to work. It was worth $5. Bitcoin got to almost 90 grand a coin. Then we've now gone into the fucking VR AI thing. And we are at the beginning of that age.
Is that what Zuckerberg with that whole metaverse was like trying to get into and is trying to do?
Like VR.
VR? That's all part of the space age.
It's a part of it, but this is fucking scary shit, bro. And the shit that, bro, you know what people...
That's concerning if the machine is being programmed or people are programming it to tell things like that. What's it going to be able to do when it's already thinking by itself? Fuck, I don't know that. Yeah,
people were asking it how to rob a bank, bro, and it was telling them how to do it. Where do you draw the line? What if my computer starts talking to the next door's computer and starts sending them code somehow?
And they've done that. Computers have already done that. The Google and shit. They Facebook. I think it was years ago now.
And they had to shut it down.
They shut down two AIs because they started communicating
in codes
and
that
they couldn't.
the
humans couldn't.
That's my worst nightmare. Is like fucking the Alexa or the Google Pixel, whatever,
conspiring.
No, but it starts like fucking with your house and shit.
Yeah,
like you're like cleaning, like you're doing the dishes, and it like tries to drown
Sucks
you. Or
you in.
Yeah, like,
it sounds impossible.
It's a big concern of Elon Musk, man. And you know,
Teslas have that issue, don't they?
Well, what got me crazy on a chat GPT or whatever was that I watch a YouTuber all the time. His name is Marquez Brown, the huge YouTuber. He's like a tech guy. He reviews phones and shit. And he was doing one of his latest videos. He starts the video normally and he talks for like the first 4 minutes or like 2 minutes of the video. And it sounds normal. I didn't think anything of it. And then he says, well, this was all written from a script completely from Chat GPT. And it sounded... I didn't think nothing of it. Like, it was almost perfect. And then I was like, whoa. And I went back and listened to it, and you could kind of tell that maybe it was AI. But fuck me, man, it's getting scary. Especially with the fake voice and the deep fake.
I've seen that shit. Wait, you know what? I draw the line at that because that's freaky.
It needs to be regulated.
Sick fucks do with like getting little kids' faces.
Exactly. That's why you don't know. And then you know what else people were doing, which has also now been restricted, which I'm spewing about, is all YouTube traders that trade stock market were asking ChatGPT to code them their own
Trading
strategy
plans, and it's working. Yeah,
but, and this thing was sending them the fucking formulas like the X times 68 and all this shit. And then all the people started freaking out, like all the... So think of it, bro.
Yeah, Wall Street would be fucking crushed.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. So all these people that coders charge traders like 500 grand to code them their own
funny
thing.
Cunts. Yeah.
This thing did it for free in less than a minute. So all these YouTubers were getting their own things, like strategies, and then showing their trades. And these
crazy,
bro,
man.
one YouTuber made like $5,000 because the machine told him how to trade, and then he was like, I made $5,000, but now it's been restricted because the first thing I did was make me my own trading strategy, but it's been restricted now.
Imagine that, just keeping that a secret, eh? How'd you get all that money? Oh, I just got lucky on the
It
stocks,
has to be restricted. The way technology,
Scary.
This type of area, AI, VR, that shit needs to be
That's fucked.
regulated.
That's wild,
It has
though.
to be. We're moving into a new age, bro, and
Yep.
it's the Wild West right now. It's gonna get just crazier.
When do we get to the age of like the cars being actual transformers though? That's
soon?
I'm telling you, man.
That's what I wanna
soon,
be
bro.
at.
They're already driving them fucking cells, man.
If this PC one day decides to get up and try to kill me, I'll be heartbroken, man, because I love that thing.
We'll go through
Let's
the
go through
polls,
these polls,
quick,
man.
before we wrap it up. I made all my polls because I wanted to change it up, keep it kind of all related to one another. So my polls were all kind of law related. So I said something you'd change about Australian law / justice system. We got a few good responses.
yeah, lay on me.
Carl Whitehill says the rest of Australia should have the same laws on marijuana as the ACT does. What are your views on the weed laws in America or Canada or compared to Australia?
Yeah, fucking decriminalise this shit. I know Canberra's leading the fucking packs, but it doesn't just turn overnight. Because I think you've also got to look at fucking making it legal means that there's going to be a tax on it, meaning it also has to be grown legally. So there has to be fucking licensing as well. And the other issue you've got is the alcohol.
It's a lot that goes into it, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just fucking making it legal.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're going to have the alcohol companies going no.
Exactly.
And they've got a lot of
right.
fucking power. The tobacco companies are going to say no.
They got a
Because
lot of power.
if people stop smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol
They're gonna
and they
speak,
can
yeah.
smoke pot, which is a lot fucking cheaper and better for you,
Yeah.
they're not going to like that as an alternative, are they? And that's going to stop the online gambling because you don't get stoned and then fucking bet $1,000 on the fucking
Yeah.
ping pong in Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
you know what I
get stoned
mean?
and watch TV and shit.
Nobody thinks of stuff like that. Everyone thinks these solutions are such
No,
easy
but look,
fixes.
I agree with it. One day, hopefully sooner
But
than
it's a
later.
slow
Yeah,
build.
exactly right. But Rome wasn't built in a day.
You take years, yeah.
Yeah.
Take years.
Then
Within the next 5, calling it now.
I agree. It will happen because like Canada, like
Yeah.
it's going to happen everywhere eventually. Infamous _Z says less time for things, people buying drugs, sex, weapons, more time for things like rape, robbery, and violent crime. So he's talking about jail sentence.
Okay, yeah.
So less for drugs.
Well, fuck, you've got to look at it like, should someone that sexually assaults someone and doesn't have a criminal record go to jail for the same amount of time for someone that's done it before and they've done the exact same thing? The answer's probably not, because we don't understand the context of the assault. And what if the assault occurred and they were both at a party and we're not actually sure whether the consent was an issue or wasn't an issue?
It's hard to tell.
What if they were a sexual abuse victim themselves? There's a lot of things that you can't really factor in there. Drug possession already, it's fucking at the lower end of the scale. It shouldn't be a criminal offense anyway, but that's another issue in itself. But I think in terms of that, you need to look at, one, educating people better to not offend, two, educate people to not re-offend, and three, assisting people in rehabilitation. Because if we just keep locking cunts up, your taxes go up and you complain about having to work too hard for the dollar and then having to give the government more money. So really,
snowball effect.
it's onto all of us. One in, all in.
That's my next one. That kind of ties into another poll I had, but that one says, have you ever purposefully broken the law? 9 votes for yes, 2 votes for no. It's 82% yes, 18% no. I think everyone's purposely broken the law in
Fucking
some way,
everyone
right?
that's got a license has fucking
Yeah,
spoken on the phone once or twice in their life, haven't they?
Texting and driving.
Then I said, worst you've done: pirated movies, illegally illegally streamed, shoplifted, much worse, none of the above. That's one vote for pirated movies, 2 votes for shoplifting.
Everyone had
6
their
votes
dad's-
much worse, and 3 votes none of the
Dad's
above.
friends,
LimeWire.
mates,
Yeah. fucking pirate DVD.
Yeah.
USB,
LimeWire.
He had the fucking. He goes, "You got some fucking discs." You know what I mean?
the plain CD with the text
Yeah,
you can see the movie title.
The camcorder's being filmed in the cinema.
Yeah.
Then I said, should drug offenders be jailed, be rehabilitated? 2 votes, be jailed. 11 votes for be rehabilitated.
Oh, wait. Drug offenders, as in you've been caught with drugs, or you're doing fucked up shit on drugs? Like,
Yeah, like there's a difference between a junkie
Yeah.
who likes a needle and someone importing fucking 3,000
Yeah.
tons of cocaine.
yeah.
Look, you've got to look at it again. That's like part of my job. My job is to mitigate it for the person I'm representing. But if you're looking at it as an overall thing, drugs are an issue, but they're probably an issue because they're illegal. If they were legal, would less people do them? The answer is probably. And if they were available, better quality drugs available and taxed,
With a more red tape.
yeah, with more red tape, then the chances of people offending or committing other offences would also be lower.
Yeah.
Society would probably be better.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. I think rehabilitation is important, but it's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
More work,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got 2 more. I said, have you been arrested? 5 votes for yes, 9 votes for no. That's quite a lot for yes.
I feel like, yeah, I've been arrested.
yeah.
It should be, have you been arrested, charged, and convicted?
Yeah,
That's the fucking,
yeah,
that's the big
Well,
one.
I haven't been arrested, period. I've never been in handcuffs, never been grabbed by police.
I
nothing.
have.
But then at last one, do you have faith in the Australian justice system? 4 votes for yes, 9 votes for no. I think it's a bit flawed, but I feel like everything is, It's better than a lot of other places like China.
You know what?
Yeah,
It's
well, yeah.
flawed, but
Yeah.
go support the CCP and see.
Exactly.
Move to fucking China and then let us know how you go.
Everything's flawed. We're pretty lucky and pretty good here.
Except for AI, that shit's fucking real.
I'm telling you, we're gonna, bro. AI will be representing people.
Yeah,
And they will have
100%.
full fights and shit. Like,
You know what though? The only thing with that is AI won't be able to replicate being in an actual room, being able to read the juries.
yeah, and like
Reading
read the
the-
room.
yeah.
There's a human element.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
literally the only saving grace I have in criminal law is the fact that I have to deal with people on an emotional level as well.
Well, just quickly, another one too that I feel so sorry. So the first people that lost their jobs were obviously web designers because of the Mid-Journey stuff. So now no more paying someone to make a cover song and shit like that. They're out of a job, right?
That's crazy.
The next people who've lost another thing, very popular clips I've been seeing with ChatGPT, nutritionist and people who do like workout plans and stuff.
Oh, because they just fucking
Mate,
Make me a workout plan.
Buy to your jobs. I saw a TikTok clip. The guy typed in a GPT, make me a meal plan where I have to have 3,000 calories a day. Less than 2 minutes, this thing, a list, chicken, veggies, rice, yada, yada, yada. Then he said, can you please tell me what meals I can make with those ingredients? Sent him all the meals he can make. Then he said, can you please convert all that information into a shopping list? And it just sent him everything that he had to go buy from Woolworths.
You know what? But
So
that,
bye to nutritionists.
it opens up a can of worms to another topic: universal income. Are we going to get to a stage where cunts don't have to work so we can
Yeah,
all
that's it.
fucking?
I've been shouting universal basic income. It's gonna be a necessity. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a necessity. Truck drivers are gonna lose their job too with automation. It's gonna be the first when they
Yeah.
start with Tesla working on like
trucks
these
and
trucks,
stuff, yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
go.
Bye-bye.
Then nutritionists, all this shit, all this ChatGPT cover art designers, all
When
bro.
you can get robots that can fucking do construction and they can work 24 hours of the day.
Mac is workers, and you don't have to
Yeah.
pay them sick leave. You don't have
Yeah,
to pay
there's no
them
sick.
nothing.
That's all gone.
Especially flipping a patty, moves on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
It's perfect every time.
The patty's perfectly cooked
Bro.
for only a minute.
you
They
know
don't
what?
fuck up your order.
With that,
I get my
though,
sweet and sour sauce.
Bro,
Fucking
the ice cream machine works.
time's no longer a commodity because we've got time to do the things we want to do. So we're only going to be better for it, maybe. It's a good topic. It's a topic for
Hey,
another day.
I'll happily give my job to a robot,
Yes.
man. I'm
Yeah.
fucking, woo.
Universal basic income is going to be a must. I promise you. I promise you.
So my first poll, I just said, Brittany Kanye missing dead. What the fuck's going on? Callan said Aussie slang goes rooting each other. Then I got
Rooting each other.
the TJM fan page says Kanye knows something and he's trying to get out there but doesn't know how. I definitely agree. And then Zexa shout out says clones. Big conspiracy that, I reckon Britney Spears has probably been cloned. But yeah, we can save that for another fucking day because that's another rabbit hole. My poor missus last night stayed up to like 1 a.m. just watching Britney Spears conspiracies. I'm like, fuck.
I hope Kanye's not dead, man. Fuck him.
You know what? He's not well, but he fucking
bro.
speaks the truth sometimes.
Oh, man.
His music. I was just listening to fucking.
Graduation.
Wait till I get my money.
He was good.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker uses
Wait till
samples
I
like a
get
king,
my
bro.
money.
He's
And bro, you know,
nuts.
That motherfucker makes samples.
Oh,
fucking.
I saw a
kills it.
clip.
He's nuts, bro.
Puck's the one that told him, man. Once you get your money right, you go to war, and then that's cool, man.
That's
then would you watch FireCast live? 22% yes on Facebook, 22% on TikTok, and then 56% on Insta. Which one? I do want to try it live on TikTok just to see. I feel like you get a lot. I feel like the algorithm on TikTok's a bit better. You probably get more reactions and people actually watching. Everyone says they'd watch it on Instagram, and I go live, and I've got fucking my mum watching it. Like, which shout out mum. There's nothing wrong with that.
But people work and shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
So
TikTok's a good idea.
I reckon I want to try TikTok.
We'll try.
Andrew Tate, guilty. Matrix trying to get him. Controlled opposition. They'll never get the top G. And 60% won for Matrix trying to get him. 20% tied. So 20% tied for controlled op, and they'll never get the top G.
I never know that controlled opposition shit. I don't trust anybody or anything.
Yeah,
Are they controlled opposition? I don't know. You never know.
That one's another one,
You never
bro.
know.
And then I just said, last one, have you heard of ChatGPT? 9% for yes, 64% for no, and 27% for AI will take over. So we are in some scary fucking times, boys. Scary fucking times.
I've always been scared of that deep fake and the fake voice shit. I've seen ads, you know those like Chinese game ads and shit, and it's got like Elon Musk speaking, but it's just AI and it sounds like him. It's fucking
That's
crazy.
just a recipe for disaster, that.
And everyone's just kind of ignoring it, but like for now, but it's going to get to a point where it's going to be a problem.
When the people will start caring and reacting when people's jobs start to come on the line.
And them personally.
When it affects them directly, it's an issue, but until then, they don't give a fuck.
It just scares me. Like, imagine seeing a politician, like imagine like 10 years ago, you see a video clip of Donald Trump or some big figure saying something, you're watching a video of them saying it, you're like, clearly they're fucking saying it. But right now you can fake that fucking
That's what
4
scares me,
minutes.
but
You
then
know?
they have like an advert of like Michael Jackson doing like a presidential campaign for next year, and you're like, the cunt's dead, but like he's fucking talking.
He's right there.
Like, what the fuck?
We don't know what to believe, what's real, what's fake. It's crazy, man. With the fucking scary.
Ugh. Anything else, boys, you want to add?
No, it's been a good little yarn. Thanks for having me on again.
Bro, this was a great episode.
Well, this one, man. I feel like we were wearing the tinfoil hat. As soon as we stopped talking at the start, it was like we had that shit on, man.
Yeah, look,
awesome.
you got to keep that tinfoil hat on,
always.
but
Guys, thank you so much. We are back for another year. The never-ending season 1 of FireCast will continue with our first get Jack.
We'll have you on multiple times.
Yeah, bro, you will be back, man.
I honestly, pleasure to be on, boys. I hope hopefully be on sooner than later.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
I've got
man, definitely
7 trials this year, so hopefully later on in the year I can come back with some interesting
stories.
battle stories.
Yeah,
eh?
bro,
Hey,
beautiful.
fuck yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.